Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is episode 25. Ball Don't Lie. I ball don't lie. I got this shit put up. This is Summer Sessions. Summer Sessions episode 25.
Nigga been drinking.
No, I haven't had anything. I haven't had a drop of alcohol in 8 days. So that is pretty good. But yeah, man. So as usual, I'm your host, Scott at Barberchair Scott on Twitter. You got Pav at Pavy World, Damien, I'm _ Velvet Jones on Twitter. And we've got a special guest. It's the second quarantine visit on the podcast. Y'all know him as Flows, at Flows Angelini on Twitter. He is the co-host of 79th and Hallett's with me. And, of course, he is the Biggs of Barbershare Network. And he is the unofficial executive producer of this podcast. And he's also about to get in his Cornel West bag. So,
thank you, niggas.
So, obviously, man, the elephant in the room. We're going to talk about all the shit that's been going on in the world with all the, the protests and the rioting going on in a whole bunch of different cities following the death of George Floyd, man. So,
excuse me, young man, uprisings.
Uprisings. Let me get my correct terminology.
You ain't getting us all out the paint, bro.
Yeah, you can't. That's the thing. Twitter is getting niggas out of here, bro. This is coming through like the swiper.
It is one of the greatest things I've seen left and right. I think it started with bro who plays Miles Morales, Shamik. That was his name?
Shamik Moore.
Shamik something.
Once he started off bad, bro, they just started getting celebrities out left and right. That nigga said Rosa Parks should have took a cab. I'm like, what?
That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life.
I don't even think he realized like that protest by Parks have been planned. They were constantly doing this to protest it.
Yeah.
Man didn't get a cab seat.
Someone had a picture of her saying, yes, this black cab trying to get a ride.
Is this black cab code?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a very misinformed quote by him. Like
misinformed.
Stupid.
Right.
I'm not gonna call him stupid. Basically, what he was attempting.
He said Rosa Parks should have took a fucking cab.
Listen, first of all, did black cabs even exist in Alabama and in Birmingham? I literally have zero idea.
No clue.
I doubt it.
If they did, or like even if they didn't, the fact of her being able to take a cab is not the point. The point is like, why do I have to go through so many loops to avoid things? Like, why can't I just like live a normal life? That's the point. Why can't I just normally take the bus like every other American citizen? Why can't I do that? And he was trying to like, well, we gotta avoid racism, and it's like the point is why we gotta avoid racism. So he was just like misinformed, in my opinion, about what he was trying to say. I literally don't even know if cabs even existed for black people in the 60s. I don't even know.
Well, I know they were like who were those things? Black Wall Streets, of course. They were black-owned cab companies.
Yeah, but I don't know if Alabama had black. I have zero idea.
Like that, yeah. So.
And that was in where? Nebraska?
Well, there were several Black Wall Streets.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. The one we thinking of, it was Oklahoma.
Tulsa, right?
Tulsa.
Tulsa, yeah.
I don't remember.
No.
It was Tulsa. It was Tulsa.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. So, yeah.
I mean, it's just really what comes down to him and a whole bunch of niggas is trying to protect their bag, but you don't have to sound stupid at the same time. I don't give a fuck what cab was available. She can't take the fucking public transportation. Like, that shit is crazy to me, bro. Like, these niggas, if I feel like if you're a celebrity, I'm not asking for celebrities to say stuff. But if you don't have anything to say, just shut the fuck up. Because just saying
go ahead, my fault.
No, I'm just saying, just saying shit is sounding crazy. Like, all these niggas is out here just copping pleas or fucking tap dancing. And it's just like, nigga, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you don't have to say nothing. And especially, like, today, like, all them niggas in Atlanta, they falling over themselves, shitting on themselves, getting themselves in trouble. Nah, tell them niggas in Atlanta don't loot because they got property and they got stuff out there.
I think
I think the dream literally said was, like, I got property in Atlanta. Don't burn it down. Like,
you poor niggas not fucking my kids' future up.
I think
that's what he said. Like, nigga.
I think what they were trying to say when you look at the history of like Atlanta, I think that Atlanta has, at least this is from just people in Atlanta's words. I've never spent mad time in there, so I have no idea. But people look at Atlanta like a black metropolis, so it's like not here, like don't loot here. But it's like people don't want to hear that. But I think that's what they were saying, like, yo, don't loot here. Like, this is the one thing where, like, black people are very progressive. We've been progressive here. Like, don't loot here, not here. Don't burn down this city. I think that's what they T.I. just didn't have to use the word Wakanda. on the damn news.
And wear that fucking shirt.
Yeah. And also I don't know why T.I. has to be brought up to speak on every African American issue in Atlanta. We can't have no other leaders or something else. Somebody.
We all know T.I. one of them smart dumb niggas though. Like T.I.'s been saying dumb shit, but like not even involving race. He's been saying dumb shit in general to the point where it's like I have to forget this nigga was actually good at what he did because he said so much dumb shit.
Yeah, his foot in his mouth a lot.
I understand small black business owners upset with their property being destroyed. I mean, there was like a black-owned cheesecake shop. I think yesterday his windows were broken in. They got replaced this morning, thankfully by people who helped out. But for someone like the Dream, when you have tens of millions of dollars, your property is going to be fine. It is. I'm sure it is insured.
Dream got $50 million. Him and his kids are okay.
You all are okay. It would be different. This is a mom and pop owned shop. This is all you got. You all have your money from there. Completely understand. But when you say stuff like that, it's like you're putting property above lives. I'm more upset at people dying than I am upset with something being looted, something being burned. Like, I didn't care what Target burned. It's Target. Target was fine the next day.
I didn't care when they was knocking that CNN shit down. You saw that morning. That shit was already painted back up. Like
it was painted back up.
They have the money for it. Shit straight.
You know what I'm saying? I think in America's, because we've been indoctrinated in capitalism. I mean, we're Americans. We've been indoctrinated into it. And so we value private property. We value stuff owned by people more so than we may value people. So when you see property being destroyed, some may see it as, oh, this is what America represents. You can't do that. But you should never, no political system should ever be put before people. People are upset. Black folks specifically, is black pain revolving men and women being unjustly murdered by police. And you can't put the destruction of a property before that. Oh, you can make your point across by doing it peaceful. Sure, but at the same time, when they did it peaceful, you murdered them then. And it's just funny to see racists invoke Martin Luther King's name. Like your grandfathers, your parents, your grandfathers didn't murder him.
Right.
Before him, spit on him, throw milkshakes on him. It's so evil to see people like Tommy Lauren say, oh, or Charlie Kirk, whatever them racist dudes' names.
White people threw rocks at this nigga in Marquette Park.
Bro, and you want to talk about peaceful? MLK and the protests did nothing even remotely close to unpeaceful. It was completely peaceful. They threw rocks at him. They freaking poured milkshakes on folks who did sit-ins. They sick dogs on them, and they weren't doing anything remotely to looting or rioting. So what do you expect for this to happen? And not that you murder the leaders. You continue to murder leaders, and you put them in jail. Eventually, everything's going to get decentralized like it is now. It's decentralized. So there's not one leader who's leading anything. It's a multitude of black voices, and we're not a monolith. We're dynamic. We all have different opinions, and it's resulting in chaotic energy, but it's anger.
This episode is gonna be like, remember on Rap City where cousin Jeff used to come down and talk to Tigger?
This is them episodes where it don't start off with the intro music, goes straight to it.
Right. The niggas got mad political and they'd be quiet like, and now we're gonna go to our next video. Cameron came out.
Right.
We'll be back on Rap City. Like, but I think even
one of them episodes of Nanda Lewis is a host.
I forgot about who was that who brought up Cedar on Random Acts podcast last night? Remember Cedar on BT?
They said she gonna host
cartoon bitch.
Then he said she gonna host the BET Awards. They gonna bring her back.
No, whenever cousin Jeff would come down with that damn polo on, bro, I was like, all right, I ain't watching Rap City today.
Right, I'm gonna go outside.
This is something I don't want here.
Like, yo, let's go hoop. Nigga, still light out. But I think the tough thing about it is when people say, don't throw stuff at the black-owned businesses, which I agree with. But it's kind of like when you got people who are enraged, and there's some people out there just being dickheads and just
want to fuck some shit up.
Yeah, just want to fuck some shit up. They don't have any type of reason for what they're doing it. I'm trying to see if you're an owner of a black-owned business, like what can you even do to prevent that? Like, I don't even think sign this is black-owned would help. You can
do the sign and board up and pray.
Yeah, I seen somebody say, well, you be outside and like give out waters and shit. I'm like, I don't know. Like you dealing with a whole bunch of people who are angry. And then one thing
and on both sides, because the cops is fucking niggas up just because they feel like it too. So it's either way.
Yo, niggas in Chicago was fucking them police officers up, bro.
And some nigga was playing Nuck If You Buck while they was beating that nigga up.
My nigga might just send me a text. They broke into like a 7-Eleven or some shit. No, to a CVS or something. And niggas grabbed mad hot fries.
Niggas.
Packs of hot fries.
Where's Maestro's?
Oh yeah,
in Chicago. That's what they got on CNN right now.
Yeah, nigga, what they is that River North?
They broke into Maestro's.
No, they ain't breaking into it. They outside.
They in front of it.
What you gonna do? Steal some steaks?
I'm like,
nigga.
I wonder when the Best Buy getting hit up. I'm trying to build me a PC. Do something useful.
Niggas like wait till PS5 drop, then knock that bitch in.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even. I was trying to call and like everybody older than me just to ask them like how they felt about the situation and like how they felt about riots and stealing stuff. And mostly everybody, but like in my family that I talked to, like was like, I mean, I get the fact that people are mad, but they don't see how stealing from random places helps anything. I don't really know how I feel about that. Again, I get the fact that people are mad. Also, it's a complicated situation because you're also dealing with a time when a lot of people are out of work. So they're running in the, Gucci store, being able to steal something that's $5,000, being able to resell it, can put food on the table for 2-3 weeks to a month. So, I mean, the whole situation is just complicated. There's no right answer to anything. And like Joe said, we don't really have, like, leaders pointing us in, like a direction. It's like, it's not even like, you got even, like a Jesse Jackson. Like, maybe you didn't agree with everything Jesse said, because a lot of people didn't. But at least he was a guy that, when things happened, you knew he was going to be out there, like, on the front lines, at least saying something. And
Martin Luther King got shot. Jesse was in front of the body doing a stillmatic pose. Like, hey, nigga, get me in the picture.
He probably was. But, he was like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, NAACP. These guys were all like voices that, you could kind of expect to be on the front lines and have something to say when tragedies happen. Now, we don't have that, and we act in any kind of. I just personally hope everybody stays safe. Like, I saw the people stay as safe as they possibly can. I saw the thing with the people beating up the cop. I'm like, I mean, that sounds cool until like you do that to the wrong policeman, and we know what happens. So I just personally hope everybody stays safe and everybody, is able to just return to their families every night that they leave the house.
Whenever
Joe does the this nigga
no.
say some shit.
It's gonna be kind of
thesource.com. Go.
I feel like it's gonna be long-winded, but I understand what Pav's saying. I keep these thoughts off Twitter because I do not want to hear this being tweeted from me and somebody finds an old tweet to get me up out of here. I kind of keep my unformulated thoughts to myself while I try to process everything, because they are getting niggas out the paint immediately. Yeah. Like, I mean, they're finding obscure tweets and getting you out the paint.
Niggas out the paint.
So, like, it's funny because I'm seeing someone in Killer Mike who he was always seen as for the people. He was always seen as down folks. So they're like, man, you get them blue tears out of here. We don't care, nigga. I'm like, okay. Okay. I mean, I saw, who was it? Representative John Lewis? Who was a snake march, okay? He said something last year, or like during the Ferguson riots. And I was like,
niggas had the nerve to talk about John Lewis.
Niggas like, get your old ass up out of it. I'm like, bro.
Nigga, what have you done for black people? It's like, nigga, you see this picture of me and Martin? Like, that's my boy.
I mean, this was somebody in Bloody Sunday in Samba. It is like, we want to hear that. And I just realized younger folks. I mean, I'm turning 30 this year. Pav, you turn 30 next year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm turning 30 this year, but I know a lot of them are 18 through 24. A lot of them younger, and they just don't want to hear it. And so I kind of keep my unformulated thoughts to myself. When it comes to, I hate even to say looting. Looting always puts that criminal element to it. And I get, this is a crime. Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to laws and legislation, we make the laws and we make the legislation. At one point in time, a black man being free was a crime. And so I don't really care that certain things are a crime. I don't really care that certain property is being looted. I mean, for me, I see people in my seminary right now. For those who know, I'm in seminary to be the theologian, the philosopher. They said, oh, man, Christ would want us to do this. I'm like, Christ did run up in the temple and throw stuff and overthrow people who were trying to sell stuff in the temple. So don't paint Jesus as this passive person who's doing nothing. But people
Tom is about to be on the news.
So why you say Tom was about to be on the news?
Tom say you want to protest.
Oh my goodness. So
who's that in the crowd? It's Reggie Miller.
This Barack Obama is a young one.
He'll come out with that Price is Right mic interviewing folks.
And we have NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo here. Giannis.
Bro, he does have that different strokes microphone, bro. Where did he get that from?
Oh man, bro.
But when it comes to black folks right now just being upset, I mean, disruption does work. You got to understand that disruption works. Right. When people see that stuff is getting looted, people see it's getting burned, people will pay attention. The world starts paying attention. Does disruption work in the long term? I don't know. I have no clue. You know, I don't know how it would work in other worlds, because I think for Americans, often we look at protesting around the world and sort of go, I'm glad it ain't here.
Dave, you saw it. I put in the group chat.
So I'm glad it ain't here. And so I don't know how I feel toward it. I mean, in some ways I understand it. In some ways I'm like,
yeah, it's kind of like
likewise. I don't
know the answer for it. Like
I have no desire to go down and loot.
Oh hell no!
No, I ain't going out there.
My black ass ain't going to jail.
Some cop catch me slipping and hit a home run on the back of my head. Like I'm good.
Exactly. I would be the one to get stomped out, bro.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that nigga look big.
I'll donate.
I don't think you be here regularly. And
I'll donate to one of those places where you can get people bail. And by the way, you can go to the Barbershop Net Twitter right now. We got on the pin profile of all the different places you can go to donate to get these protesters out. I'll do stuff like that, but I'm not actually going down there. And on top of all that, Big Rona in the cut looking like LeBron before Game 6 against Boston.
2 weeks from now, going to be very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Either in 2 weeks, there's going to be a high spike in numbers, or in 2 weeks, I don't ever want to hear about coronavirus ever again.
Yeah, that's in 2 weeks and the numbers ain't that bad. I'm like,
2 weeks, in 2 weeks. Yeah. And I hate to say it like this, but if in 2 weeks the numbers ain't that bad, I don't ever want to hear about coronavirus ever again.
Hey, if 2 weeks they good, we all going to Orange County. We going to one of these bars because they open.
In 2 weeks the numbers we going to the IPA bar by your crib, nigga. On Long Beach, nigga. We going to the Lagunitas joint.
What's that one y'all went for the draft? What's that? Ballast Point.
Yeah, it was the Ballast Point one. Yeah.
Yeah,
we gonna go there, nigga.
You'll probably have to wait a little bit longer because numbers take a little bit longer to trickle in.
Yo, people running in Atlanta like Debo coming down the block. So.
Also the thing about
them niggas is out.
That we kind of touched on is that, like, yes, I know a lot of people are mad, and a lot of people are angry, but I feel like some people just been in the house locked up for the 3 months and want to just throw shit through walls. And then even I'm looking at all these white people out there
hella white people.
And look, man, obviously I know that one American injustice is, every American, injustice, and, there won't be peace until everybody is, and like there won't be peace until everybody is, because I was actually watching Malcolm. I watched like 2 hours worth of Malcolm X content last night, watching mad shit. And there was a quote that said, equality is not being equal to the white man. It is having the same opportunities. Well, no. Having the opportunities to live the best life that we possibly can live. I agree. So until everybody has the opportunity to live the best life that they possibly can, nobody is. But around these fires, I'm seeing all these white hands.
Yeah.
Running.
Seeing a lot of skateboards.
I'm seeing all these white.
Seeing a lot of skateboards going through the car windows.
I'm like, whoa, y'all that mad?
Right.
Y'all that mad? Y'all that mad, bro? You that mad?
I saw Old Navy being looted. I'm like, niggas don't care about Old Navy.
I
am the only man who actually has stuff from Old Navy. Like my girlfriend, because those clothes are comfortable.
Like I'm looking at the things that's getting ran in and seeing the people running in them, and I'm like, even in the police video, in Chicago, if you peep, I ain't see a nigga in sight.
Black hands.
I ain't see a nigga in sight.
Them white hands.
I didn't want to say nothing because I wouldn't want.
That's why the cop didn't fall.
Because they can dish you all over the place, Pav. You don't want to do it.
I'm saying because maybe my eyes was kind of like deceiving myself. But I'm like, I don't see niggas. Maybe one.
Niggas
but I
was
don't see no
recording.
niggas in these videos. So at the same time, I gotta wonder what if it hasn't already turned into that. What is it turning into?
Right. And also, I was looking at the video where they were like trying to knock down the little barricade by the White House. I'm like, do y'all really want to get past that barricade? Do you understand them dicks finna be out the minute you get on that grass?
Them niggas about to be on the kill streak. Them niggas past that gate.
Gonna be Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Bow.
What if they finna get a C-130 circling over the freaking White House? Don't want that smoke.
And that walk from the gate to the entrance probably mad long. Mad niggas getting clipped before you even get to a 50-yard line.
It's gonna be like the beginning of Saving Private Ryan when all them niggas got off them boats and was just getting lit up all down the beach.
I was talking to my mom and she was like, "Yeah, but we have to figure out like what is the next step. Like, how long are you gonna be able to like burn shit?"
Yeah, because nigga, you got to go to work on Monday.
No, not even that.
Some of them.
No, not even that. Before they decide y'all not burning no more shit.
Right.
It's like, how much longer do we have before they decide, y'all not burning no more shit?
How many cop cars did they burn today in LA?
I don't know, but I see people on Twitter talking about we need a race war, we need to arm ourselves.
I don't know about that, bro.
You're not properly equipped for that.
I have one Glock 19 with 50 bullets.
Right, 50 bullets. They cut the bullets out. Where you get the bullets from?
And you're not shooting 100%, Joe.
Exactly.
How you gonna do that, bro?
Bro, I'm getting maybe 2 people in this curtain for me. I'm getting
nigga gonna be
World War Z in my house. I'm not
gonna be shooting. Nigga gonna be shooting like Harden and May. Nigga gonna be letting off mad clips and missing.
Not even that. Okay, so you had one day that that's like actually full on a whole success story. Okay, cool. Then America decided, okay, we shutting down the gun stores. We ain't selling no more guns. What the fuck you gonna do?
Why Thomas make sure his fist was lighter?
No, Thomas said he was protesting, and I said 3 black fists, and he said he put a light fist.
No, but seriously, like, can you manufacture your own bullets? Can you make your own food to make sure that they shut everything down that you have to eat? Like, can you do these things?
Niggas close the stores down.
So it's like, yeah, I get the idea is great, and everything else. And also, are you ready to deal with that loss of life on like a large scale, or that jail time on like a whole like large scale? Granted, I have never been to jail, but I've been to the precinct. There is nothing cool about being in type of any precinct. Nothing cool. Staying in there 1 hour is too long.
Nigga, I starved. They brought that food. I said, I'm not eating that.
There's nothing cool about being there.
I said, who want this shit? I am not eating this shit.
And
I can't handle the precinct, nigga, because I remember Scott the lockup in Curie. I think it's at the basement. I got put that one time. I said, I can't handle this. This in a school, bro. This in a school. I can't handle a precinct,
bro. Nigga, I walked through Cook County as a fucking 8th grade trip, nigga, where they tried to scare us as 8th grade. And it's funny because 70% of my class actually went there later. But that shit, I was like, nigga, I'm not going back. Fuck this.
Yeah, I remember when I was trying to get into the Marshal Service, U.S. Marshals, a long time ago. I don't even go nowhere near law enforcement now. But I met the deputy marshal of the Northern Illinois region. We walked through the MCU, which is a Metropolitan Correction Center in downtown in Chicago. And he was like, yeah, so to walk through my office, you got to see the jail cells. It's on the way. I'm like, all right. I saw niggas looking at me like this through the bars. I said, I'm rethinking this right now, bro. I'm not sure about all this. You know what I mean? So I don't think young folk out there have any sort of plan that's laid out. It's just we mad. And some folks are like, and I know because I saw a lot of them white hands in there. I said, folks are taking advantage right now. Like, who looting the AutoZone?
Them niggas broke into, like we said, them niggas broke
are you going to carry out a battery?
They broke into the College Football Hall of Fame.
You walking out with a natty?
Somebody gonna have a natty on their magazine table.
Yeah, they got a Heisman Trophy in their living room.
Also, I think it's just a case for you dealing with the young generation that they haven't seen it before.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like that's why I wanted to call my like godmother. She like just turned 90. She was 38.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
She was 38 when King got killed. So it's like she was in her 30s.
She was there when King was born.
So dead ass. So like she was in her 30s doing the civil rights movement. She's seen the 40s. She's seen the 50s. She's seen the 70s. She's seen the LA riots. So I want to get her opinion on like what was happening. And she was like, oh okay, like when I was like, yo, have you like seen what's going on? She's like, oh yeah, they launched a rocket in the space. I'm like, no, with black people. She's like, oh yeah.
Bro, this ain't nothing to her, bro. She's like, oh, that's all right.
She literally said, oh yeah, history, repeats itself. I wish, like I hope the riots don't get too out of hand.
Yeah,
and that was like actually her commentary on it. So
this is why I wish young black folks would listen to older black folks just in this time, just to make sure. But they don't want to hear it. Like, we don't care, bro.
Because like you ain't dealt with that before, and even the way we dealing with it right now ain't the way they was dealing with it back then.
But even for the ones who like 19, right? Even when Ferguson was happening, them niggas was 14. So it's a little bit even more different what you saying, Pav. Like they don't. This is the first time they experienced it. They were a little bit too young. Nigga, Trayvon was 8 years ago. So if you like 20, 2012. Long I was still in college. Damn. So if you're 20, you was fucking 12 when doing Trayvon. So it's a whole different thing now.
And then you also think like, what was you really giving a fuck about when you was 12?
Right, 13? Damn sure wasn't that.
Like you see it on the news and be like, all right, I'm about to go play PlayStation. Like that's grown up shit.
I'm just saying that. I just think that like I'm with Joe. I just think that we need actual. Like, yes, like, I'm not going to tell nobody what they not going to do, or I'm not going to tell nobody what they should do, because I'm not out there looting with you, so who am I to tell you to burn everything down? Also, who am I to tell you how you express your anger, especially over a situation as horrendous as this? I don't know. I just know that after this, we can't do this forever, every single day. Yeah. I even know we need some actual steps that we plan to take to try to get to the place that we want to get to. I don't know what those answers
put that on Twitter for us, Pav. I want to do a social experiment. He said, what plan we got, black folks? They getting you out of here.
I tweeted that yesterday.
Niggas gonna be like, this you?
I tweeted that mad times.
They gonna pull one of his basketball tweets and like, this you?
I tweeted that mad times. We need step by step. I tweeted that mad times that we need step by step plans. Like we need actual plans. We still have no plans.
But you know why folks don't want to hear that? Young folks, because they already don't believe in the United States. I mean, I don't believe in the United States. They don't believe in voting. They don't believe in changing stuff on the inside, which I don't believe in either. So to say that what's our plan, they don't want to hear that unless you talk about overthrowing the government or something.
Or something crazy.
But it's like,
which I am not. I don't have the facilities for that, big man. I don't have that, bro.
Like
I can't do none of that.
Like I was saying yesterday, like I'm in the guard. So if this shit keep going, nigga, I gotta go out there. I'm not trying to do that shit.
Bro, stay in the back, bro. Just
y'all got it, bro.
But like me growing up around so many older people, even my dad is 65 and he born in Tallahassee, Florida. So even him, civil rights movement, he in his teenage years, really for the most part, like teenage years doing it, like 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. So when people say, oh, voting don't matter, I hate that, bro. People, your ancestors literally actually did die for the right to vote. Voting does matter. The thing that makes it not matter, the thing that makes it not matter is we don't hold the people that we put in office accountable for the things they do. And also we don't even, again, I hate to bring it back to you, but the Dr. Umar clip that, he said was something that I actually think that he got right, is that I feel like a lot of African Americans are married to a party. And we don't even get plans. We just get promises. But the fact that we're so married to a party, like even when Joe Biden said, oh, y'all black, so I know y'all gonna vote for me. Yeah, he's right. But it's like, he's so right. He's wilding, but like nigga
didn't think he was Pac, but
no, but he's right to the point where it's like we have to make sure that the people who are number one campaigning for our vote have actual plans that will affect us, because our issues are different than any other racist issues. Like literally, I looked this shit up because I was watching mad stuff last night. Literally in the second article of the Constitution, it says African Americans are 3/5 of a human being. In the second I think on like the second page, it literally says that. So our issues are vastly different from everybody else, every other race issue in this country. They just are. Same way gay and lesbian work, but people had actual plans for gay and lesbian. We need to make sure that that the people we put in office have actual plans, and we hold them accountable for not doing anything about those plans that they gave us.
Yeah, I was listening to Random Acts yesterday, and Amp was saying a story about out in Jacksonville. There was a law that they was voting on where the Democrats were trying to cut down money for the libraries, and the Republicans were trying to give more money for the libraries to fund it. He said niggas just said, "Oh, that's Democrat." All voted Democrat. Law got passed. All of a sudden, they mad that they libraries got shut down because they not reading. They just it's Democrat.
Republican.
Like, I'm not even reading that shit. It's Democrat. All right, I'm rolling with them, and that's fact. It's like when I first started voting. It was Democrats for black people. I'm going with that.
Right.
Until you get older, and then you actually like start reading the actual laws and see what's going into it.
I mean, most of that has been taught to us, but again.
Well, part of it is the fact that I think it all changed with, when did it change? Did it change with,
was it Kennedy?
No, not Kennedy. It was before him. It was, who's World War II president was?
Truman?
No, it wasn't.
No, Eisenhower? Or Truman?
No,
I think it was Truman.
No,
pull out your social studies books, gentlemen.
It was the.
I thought Roosevelt. Yeah, you're right. Because he died halfway through the war. I think.
Yeah, it was.
Because he tried to do a third term and then he just died.
No, he had a third term.
Yeah, third term.
He died.
That nigga died because he just was a walking death. But
right.
I think when it came around, coming off Depression.
Yeah, the president doing World War II was Franklin Roosevelt.
So yeah, coming off the Depression, coming off the rise of welfare, the things that really boosted the economy, you start to see a shift from people who were more liberal policies, shift from Republican to Democrat. Shift from Republican to Democrat. And you were able to find a little more leeway with the Democrats than you were with the Republicans. Republicans remain very conservative. The Dixiecrats who were with Democrats started moving toward Republicans. And so the black vote shifted toward, though we had the right to vote, any instances shifted, or even public favor shifted toward Democrats. And so it pretty much stayed that way. But now Democrats pretty much say, we got the black vote in the bag. And the thing is, though, it's like, I don't even want to vote Republican.
Right.
Even though I don't want them to forsake our vote because of this two-party system, which is in itself a mistake, and it should never be only a two-party system in this country. Because, in every other country, even in England, it's not dominated by one political party. There's a conservative, the Labour, the Tory. It's so many, the Liberal. I can name so many parties in Britain as opposed to here. You can say, he's an independent, but what independent win anything but every blue moon? Bernie was an independent in Congress, but who can you name outside of him? You get one Green Party person. It doesn't really work. You're either Democrat or you're Republican. And I hate that because I'm not going to vote for a good chunk of Republicans either. You know what I mean? And so it fixes our vote into one spot. And you got someone like Biden who's bold enough to say, if you ain't voting for me, you ain't black. I'm like, come on, nigga. And
right. You really feeling yourself saying that shit.
Like, bro, feel yourself too much.
Right.
And relax.
But I think, but to go to your point, Pav, you talking about we need a leader. I think it'll really help if the actual Black Lives Matter organization, whoever, had a respectable leader.
Was organized.
Hey, what D-Ray at, bro? What Vest Ray?
Vest Ray. That
nigga's trying to get money from Planet of the Apes still.
Nigga, I knew D-Ray was full of shit when I was working at Amazon, and I just happened to go in the fucking, the reception area. Niggas, I heard there was free cookies. So I'm like, let me go downstairs and shit. Cause I look like this. What the fuck is this nigga there? Who the fuck he meeting here with? That's why I text Joe like, yo, this nigga D-Ray about to have a meeting with marketing and shit. I was like, get the fuck out of here, man. That's exactly when I knew that shit was going left. But they need somebody who's like a leader. Because like you said, if not, we're just all over the place. And there's no organization. And the riots and protests are good for like a week maybe, but what are we going to do long term? Especially then, like, all right, we'll let them burn this shit down out the van, but there's got to be a plan. I don't know what the fuck the plan is. I have no fucking idea. And that's why I can't even get mad at the way people are reacting. But
right.
You can't, and that's why I'm glad we have this pod to, like, talk about this shit, because you can't have a conversation like this on social media. Everybody is, if you're not blow everything up, coon. Like,
man, like, I hate that so much because it's like, again, with these situations, you're dealing with, people having to actually go to jail. What if, somebody don't have bail money? Like, by God, what if, somebody, there was 2 people across the nation who, like, lost their life last night. So I hate that people are sitting on the internet telling people to do things. Again, you can tweet and be out the house, but I hate that people sit on the internet and tell people what to do, but you in the safety of your own home talking about burn it down. Bro, you in the crib, you go burn it down.
Right, you go do some shit. If
you want to see it burn that bad, take your ass out there with a fire, okay?
You know what they say? They say, relax. Let's say, I'm not doing all that, but they can do it.
Get some shit cracking. That's why you ain't seen me encourage nothing, because I'm sorry, I'm not going out there to set stuff on fire. So I haven't been encouraging people setting stuff on fire. Right. I haven't even been retweeting the videos of people setting stuff on fire because I'm not encouraging it. I don't discourage it because, again, I'm not going to tell you how to express your anger, but I'm not finna be out there like, yeah, burn everything down, and I'm in the crib playing 2K.
Right.
Safe and sound in my crib.
Burn everything down.
I like my Wi-Fi still up.
Stay off this block. Yeah.
Niggas is definitely in the crib like, burn that shit down. Like, yo, this nigga Marty on Ozark tripping.
Yeah.
That's exactly what niggas
and relax.
I saw a lot of folks being head ass yesterday saying, "Ooh, yeah, burn this, give them hell." I'm like, you go out there. It's in your city. You go out there. The only thing I ever encourage is to not focus on property and focus on life. That's all. I do not care that any of these big businesses burn down. They don't care about us. They don't care about anybody but making money. So whatever. If their business is burned, it's gonna be another one planted right away. You think Target cares about, like, the Apple store? It was just looted. But you think they care? You think they care about them?
I saw somebody say that shit's not even gonna show in the expense report.
Bro, like, they're not gonna care about that. And so, you know, and on top of that, in this moment in time, I just stay out the way. I offer my thoughts on why you should understand why black folks in general are hurting. But black folks we are not a monolith. We are dynamic. We express ourselves in multiple ways. I don't have to be committed to expressing myself multiple ways. So you need to get on the front lines. The front lines is more than you realize. When it comes to money, folks got to go to work. Kids got to have food put on the table for them. It's more than just one thing. You know what I'm saying? And this is not like, you know, we're formed in some militia and we're having armed insurrection. No, this is folks are mad, and so they're expressing themselves through uprising, which is fine. I encourage you to express yourself. But me personally, I don't want to. I have no desire to. And you can't take my blackness away from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't qualify or quantify my blackness at all. So I understand it, and I say that's what you get. This is what America gets. America's one big scam.
No,
America's a scam of a country.
America is just a very large business.
It's a large business full of lies.
Facts.
The funniest thing about America is that when people prop up the founding fathers like they were the everyday men, them niggas was rich. They just didn't want to pay taxes. That's all. They were. Rich. And what do rich folks share across the world? They don't want to pay taxes. Yep. Rich folks do not want to pay taxes. And so rich folks are looking and saying, hold on, bro, they're taking too much of our taxes. And they got working and older and poor class people to go for that, and then starting to help them fund that war. That's as simple as it gets. So America wasn't funded by no working class or poor. It was founded by rich people. So it's all one big scam. I love America, the places. I love the people. I love the landmarks. I do not care for the government. I don't care at all for it. You know what I mean? The government.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, I said I do not care for the government. I don't care at all. But I love the land. I'm old. This land is my home. Like I saw some African folks saying, "Hey, black African Americans, come back home." I'm like, no.
Yeah, when I watched that full Malcolm X interview, like again, I've been like trying to watch, you know, interviews from, you know, black leaders of all eras, you know, even like, you know, Malcolm X stuff, Dr. King full on interviews. I watched some of, you know, Dr. Umar stuff, just like watching everything, just getting ideas and stuff like that. And then like at the end, he was like, "Well, our solution is we need to America needs to pay to send us back to Africa." I'm like, okay, I know. No.
Nigga, I don't want to go back.
No. Nigga, this is my home.
And like, no, and like, I understand, you know, to some people, you know, we have been so brainwashed as like a culture that we think Africa isn't our home anymore. Because, you know, we've been here for so long and we're so disconnected. Like I fully get that place. But like, again, this is a place that we've helped build. All our roots are here. All our foundations are here. Our families are here. The things we know and love are here. And I want to live the best life I possibly can in America.
That's just the truth. Right. To say, I understand. I think if you all follow Pav on Twitter, he was like, "I feel you, but I would go back in an instant." He said he wants to wake up and know what it's like to live in a country and not have to worry about my skin color. And I feel him on that. I understand. I do also know the stench of white supremacy has touched everywhere. So it may be hard to 100% escape it. But on the second point, nigga, as far back as I can remember my family, nigga, everybody was born here. Of course, they were taken from Africa. They were born here. I do not, African culture and African American culture is not the same thing. It's bad as it's not the same thing. I will go into a country I'm not familiar with. I will see black faces, but I don't understand many aspects of Nigerian, Ghanaian culture, South African culture, Egyptian culture. Yeah. I wouldn't understand. I'd be in there feeling foolish. You know what I mean?
Nick, you go into a Nigerian house with some collard greens and macaroni and cheese, they gonna look at you like you fucking crazy. Like, right, you gonna get this bullshit the fuck out of here.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it reinforces the notion that America is for white people. What's the first thing you hear racists say if black folks got a freaking problem in America? Why don't you go back to Africa? So I feel like if I went out, I would somehow give a stamp of approval of what they're saying. So no, going back. I have my ancestors are from there, but my family hasn't been from there in centuries. So no, I'm not gonna leave, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. But at the same time, I think young folks have to realize it's not gonna totally change. Yeah. The hardest pill you got to swallow is human beings suck. Human beings are just generally evil. It ain't never gonna change. It can change in degrees, but humanity is one big circle. You know what I mean? Yeah. Pav, I know you know. Me and you love history. If we can read so many times in history when stuff like this has happened.
Yeah, like racism and hate is in people's hearts. Like there's no law you can make to change somebody's heart. That's on them. And as long as there are evil people, there will be evil in the world, and there will be evil people because again, people always want to feel like they're better than somebody especially because a lot of people don't have nothing. So them saying that like I'm better than you is really like the only thing that they have is being able to like attempt to oppress somebody. And it's been that way since the first day on earth. If it wasn't, then there'd be no wars and there'd be no anything else. There would be no a lot of things. So yeah, you're right. Like hate is just something that's here and it's here to stay until we aren't here anymore. It's very unfortunate, but
And like you said with that, real quick with the superiority shit, you notice like a lot of not just a lot of racist folks. The main ones, they're all over, but a lot of them originate in the South. They're poor, don't have shit. So the one thing they try to grasp on is, I'm white. Yeah, I'm white. I'm not a nigger. Like that type shit. So they try to hang on to that and try to cling to that identity and try to make it so strong to where they feel like they're worth a fuck because they don't have much going on in their lives.
And again, this is not excusing police brutality because I said we got to change people's hearts. That don't mean that you can't change people's hearts. That don't mean I don't think the complete police system needs to be put under some type of reform because that is a law that can get changed. You can do laws for that. I'm just saying you can't change people's hearts. And as long as there is evil in people's hearts, evil things will happen. I just want when the evil things that happen, they are dealt with appropriately, which I think is my issue. If you do something and it's murder, you should go to jail as a murderer. And you should serve time.
The police and prison system needs to be torn down and rebuilt.
Agreed.
That's my opinion. You can't. I do not want to live in a society that doesn't have some sort of law enforcement. Not as we know it now, but some sort of laws and some sort of enforcement. If you want to live like this is the Wild West in the 1860s, be my guest. I, however, would not be participating in that.
Facts.
You know what I mean? There needs to be some type of law enforcement. But today, police. The funny thing is my homie Steve, who's just recently got out of the Marine Corps. He said he felt he didn't understand. He said he knows some of his homies who accidentally shot in Afghanistan while they were out because he toured in Afghanistan in 2015, I want to say. Accidentally shot in Afghanistan. He said he served 15 years, or he's serving 15 years in the military prison for that. He said accidentally. And he said, the cop said, you accidentally killed somebody. It's like, well, nigga, my bad. We didn't mean to.
Yeah.
I think Breonna Taylor was involved. Was it Crossfire? Or Breonna Taylor was when they went in her house? They
went in her house. That was when they went in their house.
There was one person who was accidentally hit by a stray bullet during a shootout. But because the cops were so reckless in their shooting, all it was, we apologize. No, you took a life. You know, for me personally, I think any cop who goes in his job should be afraid, not in the sense of, oh my God, I'm afraid to be a cop, but afraid that if I mess up, if I take a life, I'm going to serve prison time. It shouldn't be, we get the benefit of the doubt. It should be, I messed up, I'm going to jail. I'm going to prison. And the fact that I've heard lawyers say, well, police always get the benefit of the doubt. That's a big problem. Because he murdered George Floyd. 8 minutes, 56 seconds after he was found unresponsive and they couldn't find a pulse. There was an additional 3 minutes. He was dead. He was dead. If you apply any sort of pressure to the arteries near here, you stop the oxygen, you stop the blood flow to the brain, you're going to die. And he was a murderer. It's as simple as that. Now, some people thought, he should have got first-degree murder. I'm like, hold on, nigga. Overcharging don't help it.
That's how you get non-convictions.
Exactly. It's extremely hard to prove premeditation. You know,
the reason. Go ahead. The reason, because I was doing some research on it, I think the reason why it would be hard to prove it was, I think people got to realize, again, this sucks, but the way the justice system works is you don't get charged based off of what you did. You get charged based off of what we can prove that you did. And first-degree murder, to my understanding, now, Joe, I don't know if anybody else knows the law. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the reason why it would be hard to prove in this scenario is because, like, they got called to the scene for a disturbance. So you can't prove that he planned to, like, murder him when he got there because he got called to the scene for a disturbance. So there's always that gray area there. Now, third-degree murder says that he negligently murdered him, basically. Yeah, I think that
first degree is you planned ahead of time to murder someone.
Yeah.
Second degree was your intent was to kill them. Your intent was to murder them, but you didn't plan this ahead of time. Third degree was you had the intent to harm but not kill, but they died.
I think
I thought it was in between second and third degree. I would say second because he just looked unbothered in his face and just kept doing it, kept sitting at that. But at the same time, that also demonstrates negligence. But what prosecutors will do, they will overcharge to get public sympathy. But they also know that they'll protect their cop buddies because the charges will never make it. They'll never make it and never stand in court. And they'll say to people, we tried. This one was more so, we're going to get a legitimate charge. He's actually probably going to go to jail. If he don't go to jail, good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. If he don't go to jail for this, they actually charge him with something that I think, in my opinion, like this got to be one of the first times. Yeah, literally, it's a lob. Like, if he don't go to jail for this, I don't know what the fuck going on if he don't go to jail for this. We are doomed for
this. Oh my God, this is.
Nigga, this gonna look like the video game Doom, nigga. It's gonna look terrible.
We are doomed if you don't go to jail.
The streets right now already looking like that opening scene in Infinity War, nigga, where Robert Downey Jr. niggas was coming out on the street and all the fucking cars on the side. That shit already looking like that. If he don't go to jail, it's gonna make that Rodney King shit look like fucking Tiny Toon Adventures, nigga.
And he has an additional manslaughter charge as well. I think it's 10 years for manslaughter too.
Yeah, and it's just, I kind of feel like what I was going to say is when we were talking about people saying burn shit down, that's why I think it's imperative that you take a little social media break, whether it's for a couple hours, whether it's for a couple days, because you can get caught up in that shit. Even last night, I was sitting there, I got mad. I'm sitting there like, yeah, nigga, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I'm not going out there.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this shit while I'm watching the Korean Baseball League, nigga, listen to SWV. And I'm like, nigga, and then this morning I'm reading my tweets like, nigga, what the fuck was I doing? So you gotta like unplug sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can get caught up in that shit.
I think in general, you should unplug a little bit, at least like a few hours a day. Just like what I've been doing, I'll go on a walk. Like, nigga, I've been walking like 4 or 5 miles a day just to get away and just to like clear my head and shit like that. I think more folks need to do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. But I think the thing is when we were talking about people not really saying, voting doesn't matter, I think that shit is stupid. But I think people just need to be more informed, man. When we're talking about Donald Trump and Joe Biden, am I going to sit and act like Joe Biden is a perfect candidate? No. But it's him or this nigga.
The toughest pill you're going to have to swallow in a democracy is it will always be the lesser two evils.
Yeah.
It will always be. Democracy is called the great experiment for a reason, because the majority of recorded history is not elections. It has been authoritarian rule. It has been monarchy. Democracy is very, very young compared to every other political structure in history in the world. So the fact that you have to vote people in means people who are not racist have a say-so just as much as the racists. And if you then say, well, the racist shouldn't get a vote, when someone else gets in power who is racist can say the non-racists don't get the votes. That's why democracy is the best chance you have of having some sort of equality. But you have to deal with the fact that you will have to deal with the lesser of two evils. It's just the way it goes. As people say, we shouldn't have to settle. What you want to settle for? Do you want a king? if you want a monarchy, okay, that's what you want. But then realize when you want to have a say-so, the king could just say kill him, and then you're done for.
Nigga say something smart about King Scott, nigga, it's a wrap.
Exactly, Emperor Scott.
Scott pushed that button, nigga. Scott, you over with.
You like Brett Favre? Yeah. Off with his head.
Done for.
Scott's rule would be like Emperor Palpatine. Nigga, it would not look good. So, if you have to,
I would make Cersei look a saint,
bro. That's what I'm saying. It's a tough pill to swallow, and the tough pill of democracy isn't even just about being black. It's period. You just have to swallow. It will be the lesser two evils. And if you gonna pick Trump over Biden, I think you're blind or you're racist. You can't. Oh, it's Sleepy Joe. I'm pretty sure he has people around him that he'll be all right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Trump, people said, oh, Trump's not going to be that bad. I remember Dave Chappelle, even though he apologized, said, we're going to have to give him a chance. I was like, no, I'm not giving him a chance. It's bad. His whole life proves he's a narcissist.
Stephen, they say, this is bad. This is really, really bad.
Then I guess I got kind of conspiracy. I watched the Jeffrey Epstein documentary on Netflix. I don't know if y'all ever seen it.
Wow. Nah. Wow. I saw niggas was like, I watched 15 minutes. I had to cut that shit off. It
is wild. And the fact that he conned very, very powerful men out their money is crazy. And Trump is in pictures with him, a lot of them. Even Clinton them too. So
yeah. I saw that he like dropped out of college and them niggas still made him a professor or some shit.
What the fuck?
Because
he lied when he went to Bear Stearns. What's the financial, whatever it is, institution? He lied and said he was a professor. They didn't even check his background. They didn't check his background until years later when he was already dominant. And the head of Bear Stearns said, just treat him like everybody else. Here's what it is.
He's already there. Fuck it.
The one thing Trump has taught me is that you can say whatever.
He said, I can shoot somebody in the middle of the street and still not lose votes before he was elected.
You can say whatever you want to say. Also, the one thing about Trump is like, I don't want to hear what no president tells me what they can't do. Because at least he tries. Now, he might try to do something I don't like him to do, but he tries to do shit.
He say some wild shit and then try to go through with it.
But he tries.
Like the nigga said, I'm gonna put up this wall. I
not like it, but he tries.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. No president can ever tell me I couldn't. There's nothing I could do.
No, it is. You can try.
Tell me that.
You may not succeed. You may not. Every single day Trump does something I had zero idea was legal.
Nigga, you can do that?
You can do that, bro? I had no idea, so I don't want to hear no president after this telling me what he can't do. You can try.
Like what, 2 days ago, he said, fuck this social media. They be talking bad about me. I'm about to set a law on their ass.
What?
Next day, executive order.
He withdrew from the World Health Organization. Now, when you read his explanation for withdrawing from the World Health Organization, I can see why you rationalize that. But you really withdrew from the World Health Organization mid-pandemic.
I just got an emergency alert that says curfew in effect for the city of Chicago until further notice from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah, we got curfew out here starting now.
Big Mo Lightfoot, bro.
Nah, bro. Like that's the like other issue. It's like I feel like they're gonna start putting curfews on everybody in every city because of what's going on,
and
which ain't good.
No, you never want it to come to that way, but the option is you just let people do what they want for forever.
You can't.
You let every single business get looted. You can't do it. You can't do it. You know, it's just a pill you gotta swallow. But the funny thing is, the National Guard has a more measured response than the police. The National Guard came out there with M4s and they had no magazine in it.
Gee, are y'all watching
no
CNN,
magazine,
bro? These niggas on some Meat Meal bikes in front of the right.
Oh, yeah, I see this nigga in a champion jacket.
These niggas on some Meat Meal bikes right in front of police.
These niggas burning rubber like a motherfucker.
Gee, this shit is crazy. Like, if you'd have shown me, like, the trailer of 2020, like, in September, nigga, that shit would have looked like Age of Ultron. And I'd have been like, yo, I'm kind of straight on this shit, bro. Yeah, like, it's not even halftime. We have 7 more months in this fucking year. Like, I really want to know how, like, everybody keeps talking about the election. What the fuck is she going to look like in November?
Niggas like, said them aliens is ready for the fall premiere.
Like, Pav, like you said, I wonder what life is going to look like 10 years from now.
No, I do. I really wonder what the hell we gonna be doing 10 years from now. By the way, did anybody else find it weird that like they went? This could be me being my full conspiracy bag. Anybody else find it weird that they went to space right after all this like UFO, other like dimension activity? Anybody else find that weird? Joe, I know you was tweeting about the space launch.
I thought that shit was gonna blow up, nigga. I was gonna say, boy, this.
You saw the one the other day that blew up,
bro. That launch vehicle, experimental launch vehicle, blew up. I'm like, boy, these niggas finna be original recipe in about 10 minutes, bro. I was just super nervous because the last launch I remember was Columbia 2000, whatever it was. They were re-entering the atmosphere, then everything disintegrated. I'm like, I was sitting with Anna, I was sitting with my girl, and we were like, I was sitting there tense. But do I think it's conspiracy theory? No, I was playing for a while. I do have an issue with privatized space flight, though. I feel like that's another way for the elite class to
get the fuck out of here.
Just to hold power with people is because when space flight gets commercialized, you think we gonna get access to that? No.
You want to go up there though?
Yeah. What you mean? I want to stare into the void and realize I'm meaningless. So
when niggas just want to float in space for a few hours.
Stare into the void and realize my meaning.
That's the worst thing. The worst thing I've learned is I want to advise everybody who's listening: don't become a philosopher. It's a mistake. Don't do what I'm doing. It is a mistake, nigga. You will be depressed all day. When you realize all this is just gonna repeat, nigga, and half of it, you know too much, bro. First of all, you realize that you don't know enough, and you know nothing. But then you realize you know too much. You realize all this is just a circle. It is a circle, and when progress gets made, it's just gonna be negated. It's gonna come up. I wouldn't be surprised if in 100 years America had a dictator, and people were saying all hail the king, bro. I'll give it 100 years. I wouldn't be surprised if America had a dictator.
I won't be here, so.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you look at Germany before Hitler. That was not a monarchy. It's not a monarchy before Hitler. But
what was this MAGA night shit that Trump was talking about?
He's trying to get the good old boys to come through and get them niggers out of here. That's what he's trying to do, bro. That's D.W. Griffith's Birth of a Nation, nigga. It's time to get the good old boys down here with them crosses and them ropes.
Have y'all seen the video of the Philly protest and a nigga dressed like Batman walking through the smoke to a standing ovation?
Nigga,
that shit is funny as hell, G.
What?
Like it's like smoke.
Put that video in the Summer Sessions group chat, bro.
I'm gonna do that right now, G. It's like smoke, and this nigga walking through the smoke with a full Batman fit, and niggas giving this nigga a fucking round of applause, G. I'm finna say, Joe, you see it?
I'm just looking at LL Cool J. He mad at niggas for something.
No, nigga was frying his ass because he said, just think of what biracial people are going through.
Yeah, he pissed off in some video.
And niggas got on his ass.
Y'all see, Joe, did you see the Batman video?
Yeah, I saw that nigga walking up. Like, the real Batman was there. He locking you niggas up, bro. I don't know if you think Batman for the people. Batman people saw too many minorities.
Bruce Wayne was Blue Lives Matter.
But the funny
nigga came with a right hook.
Some old white dude hopped out his car. I don't know if you saw it. He hopped out his car with a bow and arrow, bro.
I heard they beat
looking
the
like
shit out
Hawkeye.
that nigga.
They beat his ass.
Beat the crap out that nigga. What you thought was about to happen, bro?
And then they said they lit his car on fire.
That type of stuff, that type of fake moralism, I can't stand. What you doing? Nigga, he captured America without the super soldier serum, bro.
Like the lady at Target. What the hell is wrong with you?
Nigga, that lady at Target was one of the funniest nights.
Joe, do you still got her footage of Heather on Twitter?
I do. I got that leg lifted up, bro. She lifted that leg
They had
up,
the
bro.
video. They had the video when they hit her with the fire extinguisher and the edge came out.
Like what? It's just like, what the hell did she think she was doing, bro? Like,
what was she gonna accomplish?
What were you gonna accomplish, yo? What were you gonna accomplish?
Oh, they really did take the barricade out the White House. Hey, them niggas bold. Them niggas super bold.
They whooped her ass.
Right now, they did that?
Yeah, they took the barricade down. You bold for that, bro.
Trump in Florida.
Oh, bro, he in Mar-a-Lago just chilling. That's another thing, bro. Watch that Epstein documentary, bro. I didn't realize where Palm Beach is, that section of Palm Beach is basically an island. It's basically sealed off, bro. Them niggas gonna cut that bridge off and get you niggas out of there.
What is LL saying, bro?
But what you're not gonna do is get me to just act like a moron or act like an idiot just for you to like me. Kiss my ass.
What? nigga fed up.
I feel him though.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell lies on Twitter or act like I don't have questions about things just to please you.
That's facts
If you
though.
like me or not. A lot of like-minded people who do and who get it. And that's who I care about.
He mad because
Nigga
niggas was roasting his ass for a minute.
That nigga going, G, the fucking hat on his head, G, is fucking killing me.
I mean, he just said, imagine how biracial parents feel explaining this to their kids. I mean, I'm not in the
That's
biracial
not even that bad of a tweet.
Like
not that bad of a tweet.
Like you said, Joe, niggas is ready to get on these celebrities for
No.
anything they fucking say.
Like,
no,
this is
shout
not-
out to Zach LaVine. That was the best rebound he had all season. That nigga for All Lives Matter, nigga, 3 seconds when niggas can retweet, that nigga changed up.
Got that up out of there. Nope.
Niggas got Desi Banks up out of here.
Gee,
Nigga, that's
bro.
crazy.
Gee.
There's-
I think yesterday he had one
I
point.
got a brief rant. There's so much wrong with them saying this is a protest. This is a crime. No nigga, they counted them protests Dr. King had as crimes. Them niggas were arrested. On top of that, they beat Martin Luther King ass at them protests, bro. Don't think it was just cool. I think them niggas must have a rose-colored view of how the protest went with King.
Yeah.
I think they just think they were singing Amazing Grace, and the police are like, those are good niggas. You know what? Think we're gonna let them go? No, they were beating them niggas up.
They was whooping their ass.
They crossed the bridge in Selma, bro. Was it the Pettis Bridge? I don't know. Forgive me if I don't remember, but they crossed the bridge, not provoking a thing, and beat them niggas to a pulp, bro.
Yeah.
That's what
John Lewis was with.
you know what I'm saying. So don't to put something like that is just stupid. And the fact that he capitalizes off them hood nigga skits, he lost 500,000 followers in this day, bro.
Bro, 500,000. He forgot what his demographic was, bro.
And Ha Davis capitalized.
Joe, Rodman does the kick with the rebound. That was Ha Davis. Even though that nigga was stuttering in that video.
That nigga's voice kept cracking. That shit was killing me.
Who'd you say he sounded like?
Peter Brady when that nigga hit puberty. I'm tired. I was like,
and he still had his skit voice on.
yeah.
He's like, and then Desi was in that like the video response, and nigga sound like he was in a job
That
interview.
nigga Desi, I don't know if that nigga could read.
Gee.
That nigga was struggling. I was like, nigga,
Gee, bro.
write something out first.
Gee,
Do
bro
something.
said interpreted with an E.
With an E, bro.
Said with an E. I'm like, bro, all right. But yeah, G, Desi was struggling.
He was struggling.
I'm like, gee.
You said I talked to some of my
My friend, he was talking like Ron Harper.
my friends and my elders. I said, nigga, it took you 30
Ray J
seconds
pulled
to
up to
say
a
that.
protest in his Bentley, bro.
Huh?
This nigga Ray J pulled up to a protest in his Bentley, bro.
Gee, no, send me the retweet that.
I just retweeted it, bro. What these niggas doing, bro?
Nigga, you saw Deion Sanders' son was mad because them niggas fucked his Porsche truck up.
You know my dad not giving me another one of these, man.
Right. Like, them niggas didn't know that. First, they don't give a fuck. And they don't give a fuck you, Deion's son. He said, I parked at the protest and them niggas threw something. I think they broke the windows in it.
Oh, Ray J funny as hell, G. This nigga pulled, G. They told him get out the car. He got this nigga got out smooth as hell. This nigga got flip flops on, G.
And then he on some Nike slides.
No,
Gee,
this nigga Ray J pull up in a Bentley and gloves, G. No.
G. With fucking slides on, bruh. This shit is becoming a Chappelle Show skit.
That's why that nigga's a legend.
It's becoming a skit by the day. I'm like, come on, bro. I'm just
Like, it's getting more ridiculous, bro. It's getting further and further away from the actual purpose of this shit.
the first night in Minneapolis, I just was like, man, this is what America deserves. This is what you deserve. This is what you get. As time goes on, I'm like, all right, niggas now footworking on CTA buses. I'm seeing UPS get freaking looted. What you looting UPS for?
Why you looting UPS, G? What you owe with UPS?
I saw
bro?
niggas looting Walgreens. I'm like, bro, niggas need that medicine. Bro, I'm on anxiety medicine, bro. If you loot the joint off 87, I'm cooked. I'm in this joint turning into the Joker. You know what I'm saying, bro? So like some of that, like what you looting Walgreens for? So like it didn't loot. I saw, bro, but most of the time I see people looting and was
white people. G, I'm telling you, it's white. G, white people have this shit. What happens is they done been in the crib for three months. They ain't got no job. They ain't got nothing to do. And you know, white people reckless anyway. Have you seen what white people do when they get oppressed? You cannot oppress white people.
No.
You cannot oppress white people.
Nigga, look how crazy they was going off of having to wear a mask.
They couldn't get haircuts, and them niggas wanted war.
Them niggas was showing up in Subway with rocket launchers because they had to wear a mask.
They brought guns to the thing because they didn't want, like you said, wear a mask. So they looking for any reason to be out here being mad disruptive.
Yep.
Again, like you white folk, again, I'm not, again, like I said, a injustice to one is a injustice to all. But y'all really that mad, bro? Y'all that mad? This how mad you are? Okay.
Niggas finally made it into Beverly Hills and they fucking up the Gucci stuff.
Apparently, a fire is now being set to nearby buildings in Chicago because it got out of hand. Come on, bro.
This nigga Thomas really hit us with some hoes here on the.
Wow. You better strike this off the record, nigga.
That nigga said was slugs.
Wild as hell. Some hoes.
Better strike this off the record, bro. That is Papa Price, bro. What you doing?
Wild as hell, G. Nigga, wild as. Nah, it really was some hoes there. Like it was like. Nah, dead ass. Like on my IG, I'm like, damn, G, it is
you
some
niggas
ones
are
there.
filthy.
It is some ones that damn them want the mask up and go talk to a couple.
Pav gonna walk up and be like, damn, they really protesting.
Pav gonna be like, so, you know, after the revolution, you want to catch vibes, Katana?
Right.
After the revolution, do you want to go for wine?
You want to catch vibes at Katana?
This duck is tear gas and catch a vibe.
I mean, shit, you know, if you met her there, she down for the cause.
Right.
If you met her there, you ain't got to worry. She down for the cause. She down for the cause off top. No matter if you met her there. Any one of them there, okay?
I am worried about Dr. Umar's disappearance and all this. I was waiting for a class.
I need a statement. He the only person I want to hear from is Dr. Umar. I need a statement.
This nigga finna become a hero after freaking months of getting cooked.
Niggas gonna be sending donations.
He just walk up and just told y'all. Walk off.
Nah, but dead ass though.
See?
Bro, always.
This nigga about to be on the news.
This nigga said I got hit in my foot with a rubber bullet. Nigga, why are you texting us? Run.
I saw one a child got maced. I was like,
it said a 9-year-old in Seattle got maced up.
I was like, what the kid doing out there, bro? I feel him. You want to, he want to do his civic duty.
Not a fucking 9-year-old.
But you also know how it's going up. It's going up right now. So maybe not.
Right.
Nigga, you are hilarious, dog. What the kid doing out there, bro?
You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, some person said, what the kid doing out there in the comment? And he immediately got cooked by the rest of Twitter. Twitter is just not trying to hear it today, bro.
So he's trying to get everybody out.
Dog, I saw one of my seminarians get cooked biblically, bro. What I mean by this, I forgot her, I'm not gonna say her name, but she said looting is not the answer, and one of my professors just cooked it with scripture. I'm like, bro, if you getting getting cooked by theologians, just leave. It's not time. It is not time.
They brought up Deuteronomy.
You know what I'm saying? We can have these conversations a week from now. So maybe a month from now, when stuff has calmed down, people will always say, well, they should have did this. They probably shouldn't have did that. But this is not like Ferguson, where the agitators were so obvious and you saw what they were doing. Ferguson and the rest of these uprisings just was more genuine. Now what I'm seeing today is I'm like, there's a lot of white folks out here. There's a lot of white folks out here who I'm like, When I saw them,
they said something about Minnesota, like yesterday, like none of the people, every person that got arrested yesterday was from out of town.
Yeah, man.
Like none of them was from Minnesota.
So it's folks right now taking advantage of black pain for their own personal gain. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, this could have been prevented if you just arrested the cop. It don't take that long of an investigation.
That's the whole thing. All we wanted was for these niggas to get quickly arrested, bro.
I truly wonder what it's like to wake up to drive outside or walk outside and see a squad car and think, man, whew, I'm glad the police are around to protect me. I don't know what that feeling is like. When I get outside, I see police. I'm like, guess I ain't going outside.
You start thinking, you're like, damn, did I do something?
Right.
Oh, I start thinking, man,
like, nigga, my license straight? Like,
did I say death to America on Twitter, nigga? Do I need to scrub my history?
What's the most ridiculous shit that you ever been pulled over for? I'm gonna actually start. But my last time I got pulled over in Chicago was like probably 3 weeks before I moved down here. And I was leaving from I was working in Jewel Osco, and I was in Homewood. So instead of taking Halsted down, I forgot I took another direction. And I'm going into, a little white neighborhood, and where all the, Joe and Granny live at all them buildings over there. So the police pulled me over, and he's like, where you going? I'm like, home. He said, why you didn't take that way? I was like, I have to take a fucking way to go somewhere? Like, I wanted to take whatever fucking way I wanted to go. And I was like, I'm coming from work. You see, I got a fucking meat market fit on. Like, nigga, I'm just not just coming out of nowhere. He's like, oh, so you want to be fucking smart, huh? He's like, so stay here. So I literally stayed there for like 25 minutes while this nigga tried to find something on me. And so this nigga then he gonna throw my fucking driver's license in the fucking car. It was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, nigga, you pulled me over just because I didn't want you to take a certain way. And I feel like I got pulled over like 13 times in that year alone. I feel like I was getting pulled over every other fucking week.
Damn. I think the last one I got was when I moved down here, I still have my old car, so I still had New Mexico plates on it. So they pulled me over and they was like, what you doing out here? I'm like, I'm in the military. Like, I just came from New Mexico. Why you don't got California plates? I'm like, because I don't need to. I'm in the military. And he was like, what you got in the trunk? I'm like, my little tins, my little weak ass speakers. Made me pop the trunk, made me get out the car. I'm with Isaiah's mom. She like 6 months pregnant. Made me get out the car, like go to the back, and he's like, so what you really doing out here? I was like, nigga, here's my military ID. Like, I'm in the military. I just moved out here. Let me in the car. I was like, get out of here. Just stupid shit like that.
I've been pulled over for really stupid stuff, and I think the most recent that was just really stupid outside of, I speed like all the time, but outside of that, I got pulled over in 2011. I was on, I want to say like 67th in St. Louis, something like that. It's a police station right on 67th in St. Louis. And I drove past there doing 30. The speed limit is 30. And as I pulled over to the side, as I'm driving past the police station, a cop hits a U-turn. So came to the side of me and said, if I didn't have more pressing business, I should arrest your bitch ass. And I was like,
nigga, what?
I said, what you mean? He said, you stopped. He said, you ran a red light. I was like, nigga, the light's still green right now. And he was like, man, shut your bitch ass up. I was like, wow, he's in right now.
That nigga just got off the phone with his girl.
And I was like, yo, okay. So I just looked at him and I started being terrified. I'm like, he finna shoot me. You know what I'm saying? That level of fear is something that a white person won't experience, at least based on the color of their skin. Mm-hmm. So I sat there terrified, like, he finna murder me. Then he drove off there pissed. And almost scraped my car. And I was like, yo, I ain't even do nothing. I'm doing 30 past the police station. The light is still green while he's talking to me. And I just got called bitch ass like 2 times.
Yeah, you know that nigga was mad.
Cops be wild.
And there's nothing I can do. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mollywop him. I'm like, how about you get out? How about you get out the car and square up? I guarantee I'm taking you. But
he was a white boy?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. He's a good old boy. And so it just is what it is that time. And so it's so frustrating. So imagine this fear of police all the time. When a police officer is behind me, I do not feel good. My heart starts racing. I'm near pain.
I turn off the street, nigga. I turn off the street off top, nigga. Let me.
And then you be scared that these niggas, and then you
turn with you.
Yeah, that they gonna think like, oh, this nigga trying to hide from me. Nah, I'm going with him.
Exactly. Now I have reasonable suspicion.
No, right. You check it out, bro. You check it out, bro. One time I remember, I was coming home. It was late at night. This police was like behind me.
Was this here or Chicago?
That's back in Chicago. I'm at the light on 91st and Austin, like about to turn on Emerald. So I'm like, I mean, he couldn't get behind me, but nigga, I'm literally finna park and walk in the house. So I turn, I'm like, oh yeah, he following me. I fucking pull over. I'm like, they're like, what you doing? I'm like, going home. I live right here. It was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. All right. And he just kept driving. I'm like, follow me all you want. I literally live right here. It was like, let me see your ID. Like, here. He's like, all right. I'm like, pull me over all you want. You don't know I live literally right here, bro.
Remember that one time they pulled me and you over? We was coming from Larry's house.
Yeah.
They put us in the back of their car for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't even know what the reason was. Like, I think it was like 2 a.m. or some shit.
Because it was 2 a.m. We was black and on 63rd.
The funny story, I evaded a police chase. I don't think I've told.
You have dated a who?
I evaded a police chase. I evaded a police officer coming after me. I think this is a funny story. I never told somebody. I was, at the time, my homies were going to a university right next to like Oak Park. And I often visited them down there. And so I'm on the 290, I believe. So 290, it's 290. I'm doing 95. There's no one on the street. I am zooming. And I'm about 2 miles away from my stop. A cop, so if I'm going, I was going northbound. The cop had his car pointed southbound. And as I zoomed past this cop, I did not see until the last second. I said, oh my goodness, this cop is about to pull me over. The cop hits them lights, but as he does a U-turn, he spins out too hard. And I was like, I gotta speed up.
This is my chance.
I hit the gas, got off at the next stop, hit the next side street, put my car in there, got out the car, hid in the alley, and waited. I said, okay, has he passed me? I didn't hear anything. I said, but he knows the car. I was like, I got to get home. For the rest of the way home, I drove on the right side of the road, very quietly, very silently. I did not leave the house for 2 weeks. I'm like, it's going to be a warrant for my arrest, nigga. I was terrified. But adrenaline kicked in. I said, I got to get out of here. And so I just hit the gas because I was recently caught for speed, like, about 5-6 months ago? I did 26 over the limit. That's a misdemeanor.
What?
Damn, nigga.
Bro,
like, damn, nigga.
I be speeding. That's my problem. It's a misdemeanor.
Dom Toretto?
It's a misdemeanor. 26 and over is a misdemeanor, and it's not arrestable, but you can face a fine. It'll be forever on your record. 35 and over is a misdemeanor too, and it's arrestable. And I got luckily I hired a good lawyer, and she spanked that charge down, so I had nothing but like a ticket on my record. But I was doing 95, which was about 40 miles over the speed limit. I was going to jail. I'm like, bro, I'm getting out of here. And
you know, it's the only time I ever been happy I saw a police officer. Remember that time we was at Hyde Park, nigga? I was like, they go to cops. They go to cops.
Bro, because them niggas was finna cook us. Bro.
I was like, they go to cops. Wave them down.
We might as well just tell the story.
Yeah.
So
who gonna tell it?
I'm gonna tell it. So because I have a hilarious part in the story.
Mm-hmm.
And unbelievable part.
You thought you was Iron Man, nigga.
There's an unbelievable aspect of Scott's athleticism in the story. Which Scott and athleticism just sounds wrong. So we went toward a Hyde Park, which is Japanese Gardens, to celebrate our homie T's birthday. Now, for those who ain't from here, nigga, Hyde Park got a nice area, Hyde Park got a bad area. Even more so bad then than it was now. That area was not a good area, but it had a nice little garden spot secluded, and we chilled. Most of us are underage drinking, and so we sat there, chilled. We were drinking. Most of us were drunk. Jonathan, I know you were.
I wasn't drunk.
You were somewhere near that.
I wasn't drunk then.
That may have one of your light days, but so
yeah, that was a light drunk for Jonathan.
So as we were walking toward the area, some niggas like, man, where y'all from? I was myself, we should probably leave. But before we even settled down and was just chilling, they said, where y'all from? I'm like, we should leave. It's not looking good. And our homie CK, Larry don't care about nothing. Larry will fight anybody, any person. And he said, nigga, we're from 63rd. You are. I am not, sir.
You are.
I am not good, sir.
You are.
And so them niggas left us alone, but they stayed in that same spot and waited. So after we were sitting there for like 2 hours, we took the same way we entered out. I thought to myself, we should probably take an opposite direction because our cars are toward this way and not back this way. So we walking back toward our car, and walk, and we take the back way. We started walking towards our car. Them niggas started hitting that street slowly, and they started walking and wobbling. I'm like, we finna get approached. And buddy behind him, who I guess was homie, he said, "Man, y'all gotta clear out, bro. Clear out, bro. Get up out here." I was like, crap. And
no, who was that who sat down in front of Hyde Park High School? And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Get up.
That was T and Will. So they sat down, and while most of everybody took off, I stayed right next to T and Will. I will forever respect Will because Will was gonna kill one of them dudes. So the dude actually said he had a gun. He said, "Run y'all pockets." And Will was like, "You ain't got no gun, pussy. Pull it out. Pull it out." I'm like, "Yo, this nigga Will is real." I'm not about that at the moment. And so T gave up his cell phone, but Will refused to. And so Will stayed there, and I finally pulled Will, and I ran back towards the bus stop, even though our cars was right there. Was like 2 blocks up, our cars were there, but them niggas was blocking it. And so I said, "Come on, G." And out of nowhere, in a split second of anger, I said, "Them niggas really robbed us." I'm like, I'm about to go kill them. I lost every sense of it I had in my mind and made a beeline running toward them because my goal was I'm gonna hit the nigga with the gun first. I'm gonna pistol whip him with his gun, and I'm gonna shoot the other nigga. I just went insane. Somehow, with a head start, Scott caught up to me. And then I will not believe if you.
But this is what happened because I found. I'm gonna tell you. You know how they tell the story. They got the little bottom screen note. There's a note to that.
Yeah.
So we're in the back. I found like a dip off area. So I'm thinking everybody behind me, and I see Joe stop and go back. And the first thought in my head was like, my mother will not let me live here if I let something happens to my brother. So I legit told. I don't know if it was Pav or somebody. I was like, fuck. Now I gotta go get this nigga. So I start hitting. So you continue from your vantage point.
And so all of a sudden, dude, when you remember Captain America, when Cap first got the super soldier serum and he went after that Nazi and hit speed he never even hit before, that's how Scott called up to me. And I said, what? And so I'm thinking to myself, it's hella niggas at the bus stop looking at us like this. What y'all niggas doing? And so we're like, bro, we got to get back to our car. A University of Chicago police officer, they're full-blown police, came up there. We're like, oh my God, the police.
Police.
Thank you. There's some Negroes by our car. We was like, bro, guide us back to our car. And the bro man looked like he was laughing at us. He was like, all right. And so he just drove, walked us to the car. I got back. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, never again.
But the funniest part, when we was in the car back, niggas was roasting T for getting his phone taken. It's all nigga, your bitch ass got your phone taken.
The funny thing is,
asshole.
After that day, I started actually using guns, like going to the range, learning about guns, learning how to handle them. And I know for a fact he did not have a gun in his hand. The nigga did like his shirt and had his hand like this sticking out. It wasn't no gun in there. So I know he was lying. And that's the case. It was 20 of us. We should have jumped him.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have jumped that nigga. I got him and me up out of there. I probably would have robbed him afterwards.
Nigga, I was so paranoid the next day, bro. I was at I took my girl out to fucking breakfast, nigga. I'm in fucking Oak Park. I'm sitting there like
that girl you were dating.
No, I'm not. We're not gonna talk about it. So we're not talking about it. So I'm in Oak Park, nigga. I don't know why I was shook, because Hyde Park is nowhere near Oak Park, but nigga, I'm shook for like 24 hours.
Thinking niggas finna come get you.
Niggas finna come. I'm next to some old. I'm next to an old white couple. And I'm like, what it?
Had his head on a swivel. Nigga was returning a punt.
That's the only time I've ever felt relieved by the cops, bro. It's like you would have thought freaking Superman just came through. Yeah. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Protect us. But the funny thing now is, when it comes to calling the police, I don't call the police for nothing. It be some niggas on the side of my house.
I've never called the cops.
Matter of fact, I've never called the police in my life outside of literally flagging them down that moment. I never called the police. It'd be some.
Oh no, I did call. I called them once because my ex was tripping.
That's fair. That's fair. Though. Hold on. That's fair. You did your civic duty as an American.
That was it. Yeah.
I've never called the police, and I pray to God I never have a reason to call the police.
But you know, Joe, how long it took me to get to that point to where I'm like, Nate, I really got to call the cops because this bitch is losing.
Gonna send me to jail.
Exactly.
Yeah, dog.
And they snatched her ass up and they put her ass in a mental hospital for a week.
This is the time you had to back out of summer league?
2 weeks. No, it was actually before that. It was honestly like 2 months before that.
I definitely I got a DM on Instagram. I'm like, yo, what? They call you Perk. I'm like, that's when I ain't know your full name. I'm like, yo, what? He in jail. What the fuck?
The whole time I'm in there, I'm like, nigga, I gotta let these niggas know I ain't going to Vegas. I gotta pay this bail.
The only other time I sobered up quicker than I did in Hyde Park was that one time me, Pav, and Combs, when we went to the Roosevelt during Grammy Weekend 2015. We got drunk over there. Then we went to fucking what's that restaurant on Sunset?
Boston Nova, probably.
Boston Nova. We went to Boston Nova, got drunk up in there. And so we waiting for our Uber, and there's like a corner, there's like a liquor store right over there. And literally, we sitting there waiting. It's like one nigga on the corner in a red shirt. Not even like 2 minutes later, like 2 cars pull out. Mad niggas got on Cardinals jerseys. It's like a blood convention. So niggas like, nah, cancel that Uber. We gonna walk down a little further.
I think it was like, I think it was like one Crip. No. I think it was one Crip. The dude on the corner was a Crip because he had a blue shirt on.
Exactly.
And then Mad was like, all right, nah, nigga, it's time to go, bro. Time to go, nigga.
I sobered up quick as fuck, dog.
It was like, nope.
Because I was in Boston over leaning, nigga. That's when one of them blog niggas was in there. Clown was like, nigga, get your bitch ass over here, nigga.
I remember who it was. I ain't gonna say his name on it though. I remember who it was though.
That shit was funny as hell.
And so that's why I wanted not to cut y'all off. I reminded that I don't call the police for nothing. It be niggas on the side of my house just blaring music.
And it be mad niggas on the side of the house.
I be like, gee, I know if I run up there and say and cut that music off, they flooding me. I'm getting destroyed. You know what I'm saying? I know them niggas got the burner, so I might get murdered. I'm like, but I'd rather that than the cops coming here because cops don't know de-escalation. All cops know is escalation. George Floyd was put over for forgery, bro. Forgery. Come on, nigga. If a nigga was forging, I was like, bro, here's a ticket.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
They only know that because they scared of these neighborhoods that they sent the police, and they don't know the people, so they pull up.
That's because all these keep going, Pat.
I was gonna add on to that. The worst thing is, like I had homies who joined the CPD. They got sent immediately to Inglewood. Them niggas not even from Inglewood.
Yeah, they scared as hell.
They don't know the dynamics. And I had a homie who I went to Roosevelt with, not even from Chicago, applied for CPD, and then immediately got sent to Roosevelt. You don't know that area. You don't even know this city. And on top of that, you ain't black. So you probably view black people in a terrible light. You're terrified of them. And you're going to an area which is one of the most dangerous in Chicago. You shouldn't be there.
With your training,
you know
with what they teach you at training, but now you're ready to take it to the 10th power because you don't understand that you ain't got to do all that. So
I think it's 6 weeks to become CPD.
Not to cut you off. Mayor Carcetti just called the fucking National Guard.
Oh, well, nigga, I better not get no text.
I just heard a text like,
nah. They gotta call the National Guard.
Get up, son. It's time.
Go put on your uniform, boy. I'm gonna tell him I'm drunk. I'm about to go get some Tito's. They ain't about to get me today. I'm about to go get some Tito's. We're like, look, sir, I'm faded.
I can't do it.
I can't do it. I can't hold no gun.
And the mayor closed all the testing centers because he said we're not going to tolerate the burning of police cars.
I gotta be honest, I'd have closed the testing centers anyway because it seems niggas don't know what they want to loot right now. And imagine niggas walking out with COVID-19 tests for the hood. I don't know about that right now.
A whole bunch of long ass Q-tips.
Oh, we good? We good? Yeah, we good.
Yeah.
We got this, G. Like, I don't know about all that.
You come to the crib, I'll text you for $20. Come on.
There's some nigga on CNN going off right now, but I can't see what he's saying.
Yeah. That nigga mad.
I be down laughing when white people put up Black Power fists. I seen a nigga throw something. I seen a white nigga throw something at the riot gate, and the nigga was like.
That reminded me of that white boy when Nation and Domination came out.
You talking about Owen Hart nigga? Oh no, you talking about the nigga in the crowd?
That little kid in the crowd was like. Oh, that's Scott. You gotta watch that It's called Dark Side of the Ring.
Nah, I ain't watched that shit, man. All right, no. Nigga, I watched 10 minutes
Owen.
of that. I watched 10. I'm not watching. I saw 10 minutes of the Chris Benoit one. I was like, yeah, I'm straight.
Yeah, the Benoit one was wild.
That nigga, and what was even wilder was how some of them, like, what were they had Vicky Guerrero in there. She talking about this nigga. She still got their wedding picture in the background. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, bruh. They still love him.
Bruh, come on.
Who we talking about?
They still love who? Chris Benoit?
Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Oh, nah, bro. That nigga burning in hell.
Like, that nigga kicked it with their bodies for the whole weekend.
For the whole weekend, bro.
Huh?
Wait, what?
What? I didn't know that part of the story. He did what?
So he killed his wife on Friday night. Had her, I forgot how he did it. He broke her back and like strangled her, duct taped her all up, and
he hit her with the backbreaker.
Yeah, cross-faced his son,
and cracked it back. Put her in the bed. Woke up the next morning, killed their son.
So he slept next to the dead body.
Yeah. Woke up the next morning.
They go that text, Damien. I hear the sound.
That's mine.
All you gonna see is deplore, boy.
You just gonna see me take off running. All you gonna see is a couch. So he woke up the next day, killed their son in the morning, and he was still gonna go to the pay-per-view on Sunday. So he kicked it with them
still
both
was
dead
gonna
in
go
the
to
house.
the pay-per-view, bro.
Yeah. And then the next day, Sunday morning, is when he killed himself.
Bruh. That shit is that was a crazy story.
That's wild to say.
Owen Hart one was more like WWF was cheap because it had the company that did the
this nigga got killed and Vince was like, clean the ring up. We still got Billy Gunn versus China.
Nigga, there was a dent still in the ring from where that nigga fell.
Gee, there was
It made them niggas still fight.
Gee, I don't think you can find In Your House 99. Gee. Oh, I don't even think that shit on WWE Network.
Nigga, I watched that shit live. I remember that shit.
I think I watched
you saw Owen Hart get dropped live?
Nah,
yeah. They don't show him fall, but they're doing like a promo, and then like right after that, they show Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler like, oh, tragedy has just happened.
You don't actually see this nigga like falling, bro. Like,
bro, it's terrible. But when I was younger, I looked for footage from every angle I could find on the internet just out of curiosity. I don't want to see none of that now.
But like,
I think we all did.
There was still blood.
Everything. But
there was still blood on the mat. There's still blood on the mat. A dent in the ring. They made Jeff Jarrett do a promo like 5 minutes after they found out he died. This nigga crying doing a promo. Niggas like
get on camera, dude. What?
They're like, go out there.
The promo.
Vince like, get that son of a bitch in the ring. You know
get him out of there.
Do it, damn it.
Do it, damn it. No, that Chris Benoit gift is the worst gift of all time. The one
where he kept doing the headbutts. They're like, again.
I think that it's maybe random, but these moments of solidarity, I can't stand them.
What you mean?
I'm so annoyed when I see we stand in solidarity in Frankfurt, Germany, or some crap like that. I'm like, oh, that's great.
Them niggas were marching in China.
Why you don't like that?
Because them niggas don't do it for a day and that's it, bro. They gonna look good on social media, then that's it. I'm sure I'm just being pessimistic right now, but I'm not satisfied with inaction. Like, I'm not satisfied with a tweet. Like, Taylor Swift just denounced brutality. Congrats, nigga. Like, that's nothing big to me. When are you gonna do something with the money?
Niggas was so hyped that Taylor Swift put out a tweet this morning.
The funny thing was,
niggas been hyped by everything.
As much crap as people talk about the civil rights movement, then the white people who actually did stood, them niggas was getting murdered too.
The ones that was on the buses.
Bro, them niggas was getting clapped. Because the white folks who were not standing and were, of course, agitators, if they found white folks among the black folks, you were just as bad. You would never love them. So my feeling is, if you're a true ally, you're willing to put your money, your business, and your life on the line with those people. If not, I don't want to hear it.
Which is why I kind of like. What you say?
Real quick on how you still debating your college team. Let's just tell you that Dean Smith helped integrate North Carolina.
Okay.
And he was the first team in the ACC desegregate.
He trying to sway me because I'm favoring Duke.
Let's think about a few things for a second.
You finna slander Miami now.
Let's first of all, Miami are a bunch of losers. Let's think about it. You might as well just complete the trifecta of you being a fan following losers in both football and basketball. Just follow both, bro. Don't be one of those people who has a fan of two different college teams.
Whoever even saw Miami basketball hoop.
I have.
What you mean? They want good basketball, whatever.
They had what's the nigga? Shane Larkin.
There you go, bro. I follow Ohio State basketball, bro. We've been
Ohio State basketball decent.
We all right.
I've never seen Miami basketball outside of the ACC network.
I haven't ever. You might as well just like both, bro.
Hey, nigga, I didn't know Jimmy Graham played on the Miami basketball team.
God,
until they kept saying
UCLA.
I was thinking about that, but them niggas ain't been good in a long ass time.
They was good 2 years ago with Lonzo.
They was alright with Lonzo. They wasn't good with Lonzo. They was alright.
Good.
They didn't get to the Elite Eight, nigga.
That don't mean you not good.
Neither did Duke, nigga.
Nigga, I root for sorry teams in professional leagues, so I want at least a powerhouse to root for. Right. So, but I'm leaning towards Duke just because everybody telling me don't root for Duke.
No. What about Kentucky?
I thought about Kentucky. I fuck with Cal. I fuck with Cal heavy.
I'd rather you go to Kentucky than fucking Duke.
I have Damien and my homie Mike hit me up all the time. Like Mike, like nigga, they ain't even got. Hell no.
Hell no.
Mike, like
them niggas be scoring 40 points a game. You don't want to do it.
Like, so I'm still debate the rest of the week and then make my decision.
Michigan State.
Michigan State has a solid basketball team. Michigan State.
Didn't some niggas try to get you on Michigan?
Yeah, just to come back.
You should do Michigan just to be on your brother's ass.
Yeah, I should do that just because Joe fucks with Ohio State.
I hear a word that I'm not gonna say. You all said the team up north, which we will not mention. But do you want to be a fan of losers, bro? Like, do you want to be a dual fan of losers who also lose to me, or do you want to be a fan of losers who we don't play? Think about it. Because we always beat Michigan.
I'm saying I'm favoring Duke, but we will see.
In basketball?
Yes, in basketball.
No. Ohio State ain't doing nothing in basketball, nigga. Who cares?
See, there you go.
What's the real sport here?
Basketball.
It's football. It's a man's sport.
Basketball.
No, football is definitely the real sport.
Where you dunk on
nobody, niggas is not. This is the worst. I don't know why the NBA is trying to start.
Why are you leaning towards? Hold on, I'm about to get mad. Why are you leaning towards Duke?
All right, there's a couple reasons. These are my reasons.
Only reason you're gonna say is because they put out one and dones lately, and the only reason they started doing that is Coach K was getting his ass whooped.
He was getting his ass whooped, boy.
And that nigga said, "Fuck it, I'm getting these one and done."
Kyrie was the first one. Kyrie was the first.
Since then, they got Kyrie, B.I., Zion.
That's all recently, bro.
I'm just saying. I'm just naming people, but no one reason.
And all the niggas you named, they ain't won shit with.
Okay, that's a good point. No, B.I. won a national championship.
No, he didn't.
In 2015, he was on that team.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. G.
He won it. Nope. The Duke team that won it was Jabari, Justice Winslow, and
wasn't on that damn team.
No, he wasn't. Hold on.
No. You're right. Jabari wasn't.
Jaleel.
It was Jaleel, Justice Winslow, and the little weird looking fucking guard.
Tyus Jones.
But I like the Tar Heels colors better though. That blue is nice.
Better.
That blue is nice,
better.
Bro.
We got Mike.
And I feel like because of Jordan alone, I should go there.
I did love North Carolina, but then Tyler Hansbrough took me away.
You racist.
Tyler Hansbrough is like the anti-Christian Laettner.
If you look up
Tyler Hansbrough,
Hansbrough is one of the greatest college players ever.
He is, but I just couldn't. No,
because he is white and he was goofy,
super goofy.
You know who I didn't like Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow was just annoying as hell to me. Like he was cold, but he was annoying.
Whoa.
Remember that interview? I'm going to try so hard. We are never going to.
Yeah, what he do though?
Yeah,
what he do?
Also, hold up.
He did clear
like you gotta respect Big Tebow, bro. He better suck in the NFL. But in college, bro, after he made that speech, nigga didn't lose.
Hey, Scott.
That's the greatest college quarterback I've ever seen.
Them niggas had like 20 NFL players. Let's not forget that.
Yo, I told you there needs to be a 30 for 30 on that 07 Gators team.
I think there will be.
Somebody made an interesting point about Joe Burrow. I was talking to my homie Steve about Joe Burrow. I said, "You think Joe Burrow is gonna be an instant like what's his name? Who's in freaking Kansas City? I'm literally forgetting Mahomes. He was like,
he ain't about to be no Mahomes.
He's like, no, hell no. I was like, what you mean? He was like,
you know how many damn first rounders the LSU team had?
He was like, it's a little different for college. He said, remember, as a college player, your coach can recruit the greatest players across the entire nation on your team. When it came to freaking LSU's offense, almost all of them got drafted.
Nigga, we looked that up. Remember Sky Texas, nigga, they had like 13 niggas that got drafted.
Bro, almost the entire offense, including the line, was drafted.
That's wild.
Right.
Now you're going to go to the NFL team where you don't always get the greatest players. You have the luck of the draw when it comes to drafting. It's not the same. And so he'll have to face adversity in a line that ain't good. And you're going to have to face – I mean, do they still have A.J. Green or did he –
Yeah, they still have
A.J.
They got him still.
Yeah.
I think they just gonna franchise him, right? Or they already did.
Probably.
No, they gonna franchise the fuck out of AJ.
Free my nigga, free him, bro, free him. But so it's not gonna be easy for him because it's just so hard to me when I see QBs who are just insane in college and it's come to NFL and just bomb. But then there are players like Geno Smith, who I think at one point had 24 touchdowns and no picks.
I remember that season. That season was an anomaly because remember that nigga was having that nigga was throwing like for 600 something yards and like 7 touchdowns in the game.
It was ridiculous. And I saw it. I said most of his touchdowns are this. Toss it in there. Good luck.
Yeah.
It's like Kevin White. When the Bears got Kevin White, I was like,
oh. Well, I remember that game Kevin White had against Alabama. Remember, like the first game of the season, that nigga was killing. I'm like, oh, this nigga about to be a beast.
Nigga, when we drafted Kevin White, Mike texted me right away. I was about the moment after he said that nigga finna be sorry. I was like, wow. Immediately after the draft, that nigga finna be sorry. I was like, why? He from West Virginia, nigga.
That's it.
A receiver from West Virginia.
West Virginia is jump ball territory. West Virginia had the greatest high school running back
ever, Noel Devine. The greatest high school mixtape ever.
That mixtape was about 7 minutes of touchdowns. Every
touchdowns though.
Every run that looked impossible to escape, he scored.
That's how niggas learned about YouTube.
Bro,
dead ass. Dead ass.
Bro,
niggas start fucking with YouTube because Noel Devine highlights.
There's like, you got to see this high school player. I was still a kid. I was like, what are you talking about? Noel Devine. First of all, the name Noel Devine is just crazy. It just sounds
right. It's cold. It sounds cold. Like
then I saw his college highlights. I was like, I'm 3 minutes in. It's been nothing but touchdowns. How many touchdowns did he score? It was nothing but touchdowns.
Like, this highlight tape, the fact that this nigga was a 5'8" running back. Niggas did not care.
This highlight tape came out January 11, 2006. I just looked it up.
How many views?
It don't even have 1 million.
What?
It don't even have 1 million views. No,
most highlight tapes did have 1 million back in the day.
9,000. I feel like Noel Devine for football and John Wall for basketball. That's highlight tapes.
Yeah. Or who's that nigga from Baltimore? The little short nigga what was his name? Akil Carr. Akil Carr.
Yeah, Akil Carr.
That nigga.
This was crazy.
He got a felony or some shit, and then he went overseas. Some shit like that.
I mean, he's also 5'9".
Right. Exactly.
Y'all remember the first video y'all ever saw on YouTube?
Oh, Unforgivable.
Okay, yeah, that's a legendary video.
Unforgivable.
I had no little brother.
In retrospect, it was very problematic. Bitch,
and some waffle fries, bitch.
Waffle fries, bitch.
Nigga, this nigga good.
Outside of that, the first video I remember watching on YouTube was Cameron's "Check Out My Fucking Pool."
You get the pool in the back.
May 7th, 2007. I just got off probation. It's finna be a hot summer. Curtis, fucking clown. Niggas was in there. Remember the radio TV area with the editing room? Niggas would never edit. Niggas just be back there downloading freestyle beats and shit. Jeez. Niggas dead ass turn the little editing room to like a little Pro Tools area. Because remember they had Pro Tools on the computer, niggas in there busting freestyles until Miss Sika come in.
Oh my goodness. Miss Sika not doing freaking home decor and design, bro. Looking foolish.
Miss Sika had ass though.
I have no comment. My girl looking up at me. I have no comment.
I will not incriminate myself.
I'm not sure what you guys are talking about here.
You didn't have Miss Wooten, did you?
No, I had Miss Wooten. I had
Miss Wooten had that big ass hair.
What? Yeah, man.
Hey, Pav, look what I pulled up.
Oh, shit.
Oh, bro, I will give you 200, bro. I need it.
Nigga, I bought an Xbox 360 just to get that shit back. And they updated all the rosters. So, like, Trevor Lawrence on that shit.
Oh, shit.
Jamar Chase on there. They got all the updated rosters on there.
Bro, G, when it comes to NCAA, I'm like, shut up and dribble, nigga, when it comes to the football dudes. I'm trying to get NCAA football back, bro.
Nigga, I saw that. I saw that.
NCAA was always better than Madden, bro.
It was.
Nigga, that's why I stopped playing Madden in 2010. I just said, fuck it. Like, I'm college to the end.
Bro, joining Ohio
Nigga, I
State
still got my NCAA
in my second season.
Nigga, I still got NCAA 2005 over there with Fitzgerald on that shit.
No, nigga. Remember the last College Hoops 2K6?
Nigga,
I didn't play that one. I played the EA
College Hoops was fun. No, March Madness was trash. College Hoops 2K6 was crazy. I remember when y'all came over my crib and we played March Madness. Y'all ass put the motherfucking game speed up to 100. Talking about some. This how we play. This how we play.
I didn't know how wild that was. I didn't know how wild that. Nigga, I would play live
weak.
In 2K on 100 speed.
Like, gee, that shit weak as hell.
Nigga, just running.
Weak as fuck.
Nigga, running.
See, literally, nigga just get the ball, run around.
It's like NBA Jam on that shit.
Weak.
Nigga, my fast break was looking like Showtime on steroids.
Nigga literally put the game speed up to 100, nigga. I'm
when
like,
you put the game speed on 100, you can get past any defense, nigga. You just go here, and dunk every single time. Like on 2K8 with LeBron, you put the speed on his full on 100% or very fast, bro. Outrun everybody.
When he dunked from like the fucking free throw line,
he would take off from
2 seconds beyond the shot clock.
Inside the three, he's dunking.
Niggas can't even set up the defense. Niggas like LeBron.
One time, freaking 2K glitched and I dunked from the three, but like the animation stood still and went toward the hoop, bro.
It froze up real quick.
Now in 2K, nigga, you ain't getting past no defense. It's trash.
Niggas lock up on 2K now.
I will strap the fuck out of you on 2K.
Yeah, nigga, that's all you play. I would never want to play Pav in 2K. This nigga be running the triangle offense.
I've been on your shit on that MLB. I put that shit on varsity, nigga.
Gee, I don't give a fuck. I have nothing to prove.
68 homers, 100,
nigga, I want a triple
177 RBIs, hit 405. Like,
nigga, I had 185 RBI. I had 100 RBI. I was one home run away from breaking Barry Bonds' record.
Last year's the show, I had it on the second highest rating, but I hit for 100 homers and 250 RBIs. Online, I was dominant. I was just good at the show.
Yeah.
On Hall of Fame on.
Yes, I hit my first year. I hit for 60 home runs. I stayed on the Charlotte Knights. I did not go to the freaking White Sox.
Nigga, I won a triple crown 2 years in a row. MVP 2 years in a row. I'm getting paid 1.5.
Every time me and Joe play MLB online, there don't be no pitching. Shit score be like 9-8.
Oh, bro, I'm not here to pitch. I'm here to
throwing niggas out from home.
Like,
the anomaly of when I used to play Jonathan and Madden.
Jonathan would whoop your ass all the time.
Dude, Jonathan, he wasn't setting nothing up. No sort of playbook. He just was dominating me. Bear in mind,
I was just like, fuck it, let's go.
I used to be better than everybody, and I pick up the sticks. This person, he got the stick now. Meaning, this nigga is the best player we know, man. I was beating everybody. Jonathan to come over for like Christmas, destroy me. The score would be like 28-7. I'm like, how? How?
Hey. I remember one time John came over. He had the Cleveland Browns, and you about to get your first dub.
I remember that.
You was up like 21. This nigga led a methodical comeback. He had a last-minute touchdown win.
I remember that. I won like 28, 26. I won 28,
I was so angry, bro.
28. Hey, we got to go over it because we talking about Madden, and we all in the same room again. Room again. You know what I'm about to bring up. You know the rule we had.
Oh shit, I remember.
This finna go to
pick it up.
All right, man. All right, we had the 149 mark, so niggas gonna have to dig to find this. Yeah, the Sean Taylor rule, man. So the Sean Taylor. Now, granted, when we came with this rule, I was 18 years old. All right, let's get. I was very immature.
Yo, that shit was so damn funny.
Pav was 16. Joe was 17. And so the rule was, if you get picked off by Sean Taylor, you automatically lose the game. It don't matter what point of the game you is. I was playing CJ up like 14. I'm like, I'm finna get a user pick, nigga, because I'm not coming back. So I gotta use this clause. So I picked him off. And this, remember, Joe, we used to order pizza all the time. So the pizza man came. I pick his ass off, and I'm yelling, I got him. And Joe's like, you got picked off by a dead nigga. You lost.
Oh my God. Y'all was funny.
I was so young, bro. It was so wrong.
Yo, bad.
You got me snorting, bro. It was so wrong.
Gee, that shit was so damn funny because it literally didn't matter what the score was. Your ass put in work all game, nigga. You losing by 35 points, you get picked off by Sean Taylor.
I knew I wasn't beating CJ. I knew I just played the backfield. I was like, nigga, he throw this bitch over, it's over.
I'm out.
I used to pitch his ass, nigga. I was like, I ain't doing it.
And Reed, nigga, broke. I'm gonna get that pick.
The funniest part is Sean Taylor was like probably the best safety on the game, G. So it's very easy to get a pick with Sean Taylor, G.
Right.
The best safety
nigga was like a 97.
It was like 97.
The biggest thing is having to play with the fucking Redskins.
Yeah,
but
they went to the playoffs that year.
Right?
Yeah, they went to the playoffs that year.
Yeah, Porter. I don't know who the quarterback was.
This ain't funny either. Remember they took a safety off on the first play, and like the team they played broke off like a 30-yard run on the first play.
The next game after.
The first playoff game they had to honor Sean Taylor, they took the safety out. Niggas bust a 30-yard play.
And Pav, let me tell you what these niggas was saying yesterday about left eye.
Yeah, we had to get off random back yesterday. Niggas was rolling.
What happened?
These niggas was talking about the broke. They're talking about the broke documentary with Andre Rison. They talking about left eye couldn't help her because she was broke too. Told her when she went to Honduras, she was too cheap to pay for seatbelts.
Come on, man.
She was like, "Oh, no seatbelt, $5."
No seatbelt. What's the worst that can happen?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Nigga said she is playing Limp Bizkit rolling.
Who said that?
Hey, I think it was Devin said that shit, man.
I knew it was Devin. That nigga says the most OC stuff. What did they say? They said we had some talk about somebody trying to lawnmower a carpet. Remember that?
Oh, Jim McMahon.
I heard that nigga trying to lawnmower a carpet. I'm like, come on. I'm like, come on, bro.
As soon as Devin said that nigga, I'm like, all right, no, we got wrapped this shit up.
We logging out.
It's like soon as Pav got off, that shit went like to hell.
Yeah.
Niggas shit went talking reckless, bro. That shit went super left. And niggas said we haven't said another word on some sessions in weeks, so there you go. There you go.
Sean Taylor rule.
And I feel bad about it now. Because I'm like 31.
But the worst part is the commentary that I said.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say it. So when the first time it happened, there was no rule. When he first got picked off, I was like, Sean Taylor is. And in the EA Sports voice. See, it was like EA Sports. It's in the game. I was like, Sean Taylor is dead.
Oh, my God.
Hey, man. All right, man. All right. All right, man.
I was so young and just stupid. After that, I said, you lost. I'm like, he's dead, bro. You lost. You got picked off, bro. He's a ghost.
Niggas was so bad when we were young.
Bro, you know what's funny?
Let me tell you this story real quick.
I got a story right after you.
One time we was driving downtown. We was in New Mexico. We was driving downtown to the club. We pull up to the red light, and this homeless dude is out there. He had a stick and like the handkerchief and shit. I'm in the passenger seat. I'm like, hey, you want some change? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, come here. He got up to the window. I said, change your fucking life. Skirt!
Nigga.
You old, bro. Change your fucking life. What you own?
Niggas looked at me like, what's wrong with you?
What you own? Change your fucking life.
Nigga, you wild as hell.
Come on, G.
Yo, what the?
Niggas hit the niggas is on Fairfax Wild.
They burning that shit up.
Niggas that hit the Flight Club. niggas, the Supreme. They said Olympus is falling. They got the Supreme store.
Hey Scott, that's the street we were looking up that Kobe shit, right?
Yeah, but hold on. Shout out to Nas. This nigga got Sweet Chick boarded. Nigga, that's like bullets. Like
that nigga said, "Fuck that."
Prison gates outside of Sweet Chick. He like, nigga, I ain't going.
That nigga protecting his Hennessy.
Y'all not taking my overpriced waffles.
Is that shit even fire?
I don't like the waffles of Sweet Chick. The waffles are pretty dry.
I've only had it once, so and I don't even think I even ate when I had it there.
Yeah, you did, nigga. I went with you.
I don't know what
I hope they burn down that. I hope they burn up that store that I was trying to sell some North Carolina shorts for $450.
No, nigga, that's further. That's on Fairfax. That's like by the Grove, and they hit the Grove too. Niggas is at the Grove.
Fucking
niggas out here, wow. Yeah, but Joe, what was your story?
Niggas got hella easy boxes. Oh, fucking Fairfax, G.
We're talking about like being bad as a kid. So my homie Tony, I don't know if I ever told the story. My homie Tony told me about how the time they made fun of one of their homies, not one of their homies, but somebody in their school because his mother was in a wheelchair, not because she had a disease, but because she was super overweight. And she was like 400 pounds. And so she was in a power scooter because she was overweight. And so when she came to pick up his report card pick up that guy again and said, "Damn, boy, your mama riding on big wheels." And they started singing Pretty Folks by T.I. So every time his mother would come, they were like, "Money, clothes, cars and clothes." They started singing every time she came by, bro.
Kids are ruthless, bro.
I'm like, that's a level of ruthlessness.
Kids are ruthless, dog. Kids are ruthless, bro.
Yeah, if you
riding on big wheels.
If you get it when you're when you're a kid, like, you know how right now, let's say you might go on a bus, it's like 15 high schools on there. I'm getting off. I remember being a high schooler. Niggas be in the back just fucking with everybody. But
you knew the niggas that was posted in the back is nothing but trouble.
And like when you're 15, 16, you're not thinking, oh, this nigga might have had a bad day at work today. This nigga worked at Kmart and shit.
Now you cooking everybody.
Did Bret Hart say Black Lives Matter? What's happening today?
His wife is black. That's why.
Bret Hart's wife is black?
Yeah, she black. She young too.
And then Randy Orton.
Somebody hacked Randy Orton.
Somebody hacked Randy Orton. But not only did he put Black Lives Matter, he explained it.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I was like, "What's happening?" Kevin Nash has always been like that.
Yeah, Kevin Nash looked like he would be a MAGA nigga, but that nigga is like. That nigga like a radical white dude, bro. Like,
that nigga be calling them crackers left and right.
He do. That shit be, but you forget that nigga from Detroit.
That is true. He not
Kid Rock Detroit. That nigga's from Detroit.
I was dying laughing. Was it Detroit's mayor or the Michigan's governor was buffed up? Which is I didn't know what buffed up meant until I realized it's the shades that they wear. A specific brand of shades.
Are you talking about the Detroit nigga shades? The fucking what's them shits called?
I have no clue. I just know they
shades Detroit niggas wear, man.
Oh, they said, she buffed up.
She buffed up.
Them niggas sound like half like Californians in the accent. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like some people from Detroit and like Cleveland talk like they from California.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. That to me,
I don't think I met anyone from Cleveland. Well, I used to be stationed with his white.
Oh, Cartier. That's the glasses that Detroit niggas wear. Cartiers.
Yeah.
I used to work with this white boy from Cleveland, but he was on that Machine Gun Kelly shit. That nigga got on my fucking nerves.
Nigga said might see the fall of capitalism. Nigga, no.
I feel you, but no.
All that shit gonna be cleaned up in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna look like nothing ever happened. Then niggas are sitting down. Them white people sitting down in the middle of Fairfax.
Most of the tension you're seeing is folks been inside. Most of the tension.
Yeah, that's really niggas is stir crazy.
Since the second after the first night in Minneapolis, because Minneapolis ain't even going up at the current moment. But after that first night, you just
shit. Them niggas was hitting donuts in the street.
Somebody's just walking out of a store with a cheesecake in her hand, bro. Come on now.
Niggas like me. I'm just trying to get my 6-piece, bro. I don't know what y'all niggas.
It's like John said. A lot of what you said is niggas been in the house too long, bro.
House too long. Niggas just out here.
So you ain't seen what is it? 90% of the world's economic systems are capitalist. And then it brings you like, do you want communism?
Do you think there's a normal after this?
No.
Nigga, have you seen this year? We ain't never going back to normal.
Like me and Pav was talking about it. I hope we don't be like, man, them shits was the good old days.
I mean, what is the definition of? I think there's a new normal every 10 years. Like something happens, it's like there's a new. I think normal is something that's constantly changing. I mean, that's
true. Normal is not static. Normal is it's constantly evolving.
Yeah. So
like before 9/11, there was a certain normal. I mean, before 9/11, you could walk somebody you loved one into the airport.
Yeah.
We did it all the time.
Straight to the gate.
You know what I'm saying? Straight to the gate, watch them walk off and wave at them. You ain't going nowhere near them niggas now. So that became a no. After the niggas hit the towers, I started saying, okay, I'm gonna be cautious. I gotta admit, after they hit the towers, nigga, I was straight up racist. It was the first time as a black man I could say I was straight up racist. I was racist against the wrong people too. Like, it be niggas who are Sikhs and they get on flights. I'm like,
I didn't know what them niggas was. Them niggas had some shits on their head. I was racist.
I'm like, this America, boy, you in the wrong land. I just felt super racist.
Y'all know I was running in them stores getting free alcohol on that shit.
We're not gonna tell that story again.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's a year from now or months from now, or specifically when this pandemic ends, when things have settled down, things will turn into a new normal. What you'll probably see more is people wearing masks a little more regularly. Like they do
in Asia. Like they do in Asia.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's China or Japan or just both of them, but the fact that they have to deal with epidemics,
diseases all the time.
Yeah,
they have to deal with epidemics a lot more than we do. Like SARS never touched anybody, but I think with mainland China never touched anybody else. So you'll probably see it more often. You'll see people shaking hands less. You'll see people dapping more. The funny thing is that all this exposed is niggas are not hygienic.
Gee, the fact that they were like, oh yeah, we did a deep cleaning today. Y'all didn't do deep cleanings all the time in these stores.
What they say about them? What they say about the train? Like this is the first time
in 100 years they cleaned the train. What?
I think that was probably exaggerated.
It probably was the first time they deep cleaned the train.
I think it was that they stopped the whole subway system just to clean the train. I think that was the first time in 100 years. I don't think they just didn't clean them. Because that would be fucking disgusting. Them niggas be taking shits on them trains.
Something, but even still, that's crazy to think about. Like, damn, y'all never stopped this at all at no point in time to just clean ever?
Because they wanted their money. They wanted them tokens.
So, I mean, like I said, hopefully, we can all get through this period and then, we get through it. And humans forget. Eventually, for one, we want to move past it and live life and have fun. So, I mean, I think it'll always be a memory, but
Oh, for sure. I don't really fuck with New Year's Eve, but nigga, this year, if we are privileged to have a New Year's Eve,
you gonna have a New Year's Eve.
Nigga, if we're free, if we free by your birthday, nigga, we acting a fucking fool.
Nigga, who you telling?
Right.
Nigga, even I'm going out. I don't go out often.
But, you gonna be out.
Joe gonna hit that dance. What that video you had when you was in the club when you hit that little Philip Banks dance. Nigga, I think Damien got a joke on that. Nigga deleted the video.
Nigga, everyone was trying to jump in there real quick.
Bro, niggas was starting to fry me. I said enough. Y'all ain't getting me out of here. Niggas be already finding my face on random photos. You follow MF Brown on Twitter. That nigga always memes my photo out of nowhere. So I'm not getting cooked.
That photo of you outside in the backyard with that hat on, like you sun, you under the sun with the shades on. The hat.
You talking about sombrero?
Yeah. That shit was funny. But do y'all think? I actually feel like Trump is gonna lose this election.
I don't know about that still.
Or do y'all think he still got it on lock?
I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
I think he's constantly losing support, and he talks like somebody who wants to lose. I feel like he wants to get out of office, and he's doing whatever he can. But like he said when he was freaking campaigning, I can shoot somebody in the middle of the street and not lose votes. It's like he can't lose. White folks have just they take it on to him, and he can just say what he wants. The nigga said when the looting starts, the shooting starts, and niggas tried to find ways to justify it.
I know that nigga was proud when he came up with that shit.
But that's like what Pav said. social media fuck politics up. Because it's not like he has like a speaker or somebody that have to clear shit.
From his
this
iPhone.
Nigga can roll over in his bed while he watching, I don't know, Cheers reruns. Like, I'm gonna
the nigga actually be watching hella sports. The nigga was probably watching some reruns on NBA TV.
Bruh. Like,
what was did you say, is he gonna lose the election?
Yeah.
Oh shit, we got a UFC fight.
I don't know. Still not sure he's gonna lose the election. I mean, I think that the people, I like Joe said, I think he's losing support. Is losing support enough to lose the election? I don't know. Especially when you got these people out here talking about some voting does nothing. We need to do this. I don't know what he does. I have no idea.
See, my issue is, if you don't believe in voting, cool, that's perfectly fine. But at the same time, too, what you want to replace it with. I don't know any human system of economic or political affiliation that has been 100% or even 50% successful. You want to be communist, or well, you can't truly be communist, but if you want to be socialist, okay, that's fine. But it's going to have to take some sort of armed insurrection to coup, if that's what you want to do. But then people have to look at the fact, do you want to live in that sort of state?
Yeah.
I look at socialism, and I think it's morally much better than capitalism, because capitalism, the money always shoots up to the top. But at the same time, in order for you to have socialism, a few have to have the power to redistribute the goods. But then those few always remain in power. It's like, it's the elite. It's the struggle of the haves and have-nots, and it is unavoidable. It's an unavoidable evil of life. So, I don't know. I feel like some sort of capitalist society that's like monitored, where there's always a chance for upward mobility. And certain things, like the fact that there are private prisons, is just straight up evil. There's no way you should privatize off prisons. Like, that's ridiculous. And that's something that should not happen at all. I'm not cool with privatized space flight. Like, they were like, oh yeah, SpaceX, like we talked before. I'm not happy with that. But, you know, that's American capitalism. The funny thing is that what's happening in America is that white folks are just losing power incrementally. Not quickly, incrementally. There's American Dad skit, which I say to my folks all the time. Exactly. There's American Dad skit I say to my folks all the time. You watch American Dad, Stan Smith, the main character, he parodies a conservative Christian dude. He meets his whole person who becomes his new best friend. He's like, I remember the times when white people when white men had all of the power, not just most of it. That's exactly what's happening in America. White folks have all the power, but are losing a little bit of it. They still have 99% of it, but they're incrementally losing it. I mean, freaking California is a minority state. It's more minorities than it is whites. I mean, and that to them is terrifying. They start talking about, our birth rates. When you hear about birth rates, they ain't talking about minorities. They ain't talking about black folks. They talking about white folks. White folks, They said, are replacing. And so when you see like the Charlottesville riots, because that's what the white folks are doing with tiki torches, they said, we will not be replaced. They make it up in their head. At the end of the day, we white folks are irrationally scared, but they're scared because they feel the same evils that they did to the rest of the world are going to come back to them. But then you wonder, how does the rest of the world feel America? Well, the world hates America. How you meddling in the affairs of the rest of the world for not centuries, but decades, and not expect it to come back to you? It's the same as the Roman Empire. Roman Empire got so proud of everything they did. What happened? The niggas got conquered by freaking barbarians. And so what's going to happen is America is just going to be, it's not going to be what it is anymore. It's just going to constantly change. And white folks tell black folks to get over slavery, Jim Crow. Well, you better get over the power you had, nigga, because it's gone. You losing it day by day. And the more you oppress people, the worse it is. This would be solved if you just gave folks a seat at the table. You say, okay, you know what? We did this really wrong. We oppressed black folks. We're sorry. In fact, here's reparations. We're going to give you all a chance for you all to have some land. So you got to have an economic base. On top of that, police officers, we're going to change this up. Prisons, we're going to change this up. You did that, it wouldn't be no looting. It wouldn't be no riot. It wouldn't be no uprising. Folks wouldn't feel the need to do that. Because you constantly oppress people and then you make up excuses to oppress people. It's just what's going to happen. America is reaping what it sows, and I do not care. Now, of course, I would love a country to be peaceful, but I don't want fake peace for the sake of peace. Right. I would prefer if justice got done. And so America's reaping what it sows, and I care not one bit. I care not one bit about it. America is just getting what it sows.
You pardon right now.
Well, no, I mean, and just briefly, before I don't know if we get off or not, but just briefly, as someone who's in the church, because I don't know, I'm the only active person in the church here, Scott, you heathen. But, as someone who's
I read my Bible every day, sir.
As someone who's a seminarian and someone who's training to be, I'm a theologian, a philosopher, I see it all the time with white churches. I had one of my friends see me say, "Oh, what's up, dude?" He's white. I was like, "Oh, what's up, man?" He's like, "Man, look, let's get online. Let's play Warzone." I'm like, "Nah, man, my heart's a little heavy right now. I don't want to talk about it." He's like, "What's going on, man?" I was like, "You see what's going on?"
Like, nigga, are you serious?
He was like, "Nah, man, I haven't heard which." I was like, "What?" And I realized, man, this dude is in freaking Bolingbrook. Ain't paying attention to none of them. I'm in Naperville. Ain't paying attention to none of this. Don't know what's going on. And so, for instance, like I was recording my pop service today because obviously we're doing social distancing. And my pops has to think about how to say a prayer right now for the family of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery. He has to wonder about all these things because he realized black folks are so upset and dealing with it. And when he had a meeting on Zoom with the district of the denomination, they said 2 seconds, "Oh, let's pray for the families of the people who were killed," and that was it. That was it. White folks have this privilege to ignore things, and the American church is doing the same thing. Nobody want to go to church. Do you want to listen to church if your pastor ain't saying nothing? Or when you go to church, your pastor's in a building and everybody else is poor? You want to hear that? Or when you hear someone like Franklin Graham, Billy Graham's son, that nigga sound like a freaking straight up racist, but also says, "Oh, I love Jesus, guys." It's hypocrisy, and don't nobody want to hear that. And so the American church, which is nothing but a freaking hypocrisy, people who claim they love Jesus, but then say Jesus is white. How in the world is a Palestinian Jewish dude gonna be white? And so all these people, America and all of its lies is coming to a head. And this is what it gets. This is what it gets. But it can be solved. It ain't too late. If you just take away your grip and allow other people at the table. If you don't allow other people at the table, that table is gonna be burned down. And it will be you who you have to blame. So that's how I feel about that. America's reaping what it sows, and I don't feel sorry.
Preaching on that, bro. Was there anything else you guys wanted to get into? I know we're over the 2-hour mark right now.
Nah, I'm good. I'm about to go across the street.
This nigga's trying to get more alcohol. Yeah, man. So this is another episode, man. Thank you, Joe, for joining us, giving us the great
Joe kicking that knowledge.
But yeah, man, if you want to help any of the causes to get some of these protesters out of get their bail out, just go to the Barber's Chair Twitter at Barber's Chair Net, and we have a whole thread of different places you can hit up. It's the pinned tweet on there, and you can also go to my Twitter at Barberchair Scott. It's pinned up on there too. Follow all of us at Barberchair Scott, at I'm_Velvet Jones, at Pavi World, at Flo Zandolini, and we will holler at y'all niggas next week, man. Everybody stay safe out there.
Yeah, be careful out there, for real.